Welcome everybody to the Movie Busters episode 29.
Light them up.
I-
Across the stream. Don't cross them.
Sometimes you gotta cross the stream.
Right.
I think you save the world. You save the world from crossing the stream. You know.
You're the only one that got the Ghostbusters shirt. I feel like I'm not a fan.
Yeah, you guys not real fans.
I did have one.
I used to have one, and no.
I'm the only one keeping the Ghostbusters fan base alive.
I grew it because I got fat.
Nice job.
Yeah, right. I'm the one that's getting the
fatness.
right. Yeah.
Anyway.
You got old and fat. Is what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
In the past.
Like
I had it from high school. That was
like the original Ghostbusters. What happened to them? They got old and fat. Sucking your guts with the movie Busters.
Nice.
All right. Of course, we're back. Finally doing Ghostbusters franchise. We've been wanting to do this since I guess from the beginning, right? Because
pretty much
our name is inspired by this damn franchise.
So.
Very true. Yeah.
Yes. And there's 4 of us, so yeah. It was either gonna be what Fantastic Four rip-off name or Movie Busters, and I think we chose the right name.
Fantastic Strain coming soon.
Right. Yeah. The cringe. Anyway. Yeah. My Alex 2. I was about to call myself 2.0. 3.0. I'm living the past. Look at that. I'm living the past, just like Afterlife. Yeah. I'm Alex 3.0, and I'm joined by Thomas, aka HorrorFan34, aka I guess you're the Ray Stance of this group.
Yeah, I guess I would say so.
So, okay, all right. And I'm joined, of course, by Rob and Dan. Dan's back.
Hello.
Yeah, we're back together. Yay.
So I don't know, Rob. I don't know. I picture you more as the Venkman of this group.
Who?
The Venkman?
Rob.
I'm
yeah.
Venkman?
Yeah.
Oh, hey,
No way. Yeah.
You know.
I think I'm Egon.
Yeah. I mean, you can't be Winston. You're white, so.
Well, he's ugly. Ultimate ugly, but he's not attractive.
But then again, you're not here all the time, just like Winston. So I don't know.
That's true.
And he stinks.
I'll be Winston. Bye.
Did his father stink?
I was gonna say I could be Winston because I'm the only person of color here, but I don't know. I'm always
Well,
here.
then you need to leave because he's never in the movies.
I know. I know. Me and Dan just go back and forth. Who's Winston? Who's Egon?
Hey, what's up, Wes?
I got a headset.
Oh, I forgot to turn on the comments.
I like science. So
Hey,
maybe
Wes.
I don't know how you feel about science.
Science is good. Science is great.
Did you have a
Wes.
slinky and you tried to straighten it? Then you know you like science.
I actually, you know what? I did do that when I was a kid.
Well, then, there
To
you
be
go.
honest,
You
yeah.
have to be Winston. Or
Yeah.
Egon.
Yeah, right, yeah. Yeah, Dan's the Winston. He came in. It was just it was just me, Rob, and Thomas when we started, and then Dan came in later. So yeah, you are the Winston. It makes more sense.
Yeah, you know what? That is
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
You get to be-
Dan didn't come in until what, the Marvel movies?
Yeah, I believe so.
No,
Uh,
no, it was the
it was like episode 3 or episode 4. Like around.
no, it was the
It was
Arnold
early
Schwar-
on.
No, it was the Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It wasn't at the very beginning. It was
No,
halfway.
like we did like the M Night Shyamalan movies,
Mhm.
Yeah.
like ourselves, but
Yeah.
and then he came in around like Arnold or something.
He said he just if he gets a penny
Steady
what's the
paycheck.
line? Yeah.
Steady
He'll believe
paycheck.
anything, he'll believe anything you say.
My
Yeah.
steady paycheck.
Yeah.
I'll do anything you say.
Yeah.
I'm also not a doctor like you guys.
Welcome aboard.
Yeah. Alright. So yeah, I mean,
He likes to collect spores, molds, and fungus. Dan Winston just in for the paycheck.
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. Egon.
He likes to collect spores, molds, and fungus. Don wasn't just in it for the paycheck.
Mhm.
I'm Louis Tully.
You should see my basement. Talk about mold.
I don't know. I mean, no, you're too tall to be Louis Tully.
Okay.
That'll be miscasting.
Here. Got me away.
Yeah. All right. So let's start with, of course, the original 1984 classic film comedy considered one of the greatest comedies of all time, top 5
Yeah.
at least, right? Yeah,
I was
that's
2
fair. That's
years
fair to
old.
say. It was
I was 2 when it came out.
a big deal. I wasn't even born.
Neither was I.
Hmm
Yeah.
Here we
we
are.
didn't exist. Me and Thomas are more like the afterlife crew. We're young. We're children.
But here we are.
Yeah.
And this
I got-
is a
I got
movie
the-
actually that I did not see in the theater for once.
Mhm.
Yeah. I remember.
You're old, but not that old.
Yeah, I would have been 6.
A lot of kids at 6 saw this movie back in '84. What, dude? Oh, let me get fun.
Oh no, wait, 84? I thought it was
Yes.
85.
No, 84. A
Oh,
lot
I
of
would
people.
have been 5. I would have been
Some
5.
people know this, but or a lot of people don't. That this movie came out the same day Gremlins came out. Both came out the same day.
Mm-hmm.
And both were big hits. I mean, Gremlins was
We
a
got
big hit, but this
Julie.
one was a huge phenomenon.
Hey,
So-
Julie.
Hey, Julie.
Hey, Julie.
Julie
Yeah.
can be Dana.
Or no, you
Yeah,
know what?
she
She could be. Fuck. Why am I blanking on her name?
What? Annie Potts?
Yes. She answered the
Janine
phone.
Melman's from my staff.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Julie, you'll be Annie Potts. Yeah, you'll be Janine. Yeah,
They said they have a warrant.
Wesley said that he
Who's
would
going to be Walter Peck? We need to have someone be Walter Peck.
Oh yeah, we need a dickless guy.
Oh yeah, who
We need a dick
could be
mystery.
Walter Peck?
Wesley said that he could be our Lewis Tully, so sure, that's fine.
All right.
Who could be our Walter Peck?
I don't know. I can
Who
name
does your taxes?
somebody, but I don't know. Anyway,
I guess.
we'll just get the same actor.
I guess you could say Sean Urshan could be Walter Peck.
I don't know. That's me.
John would be a good. I think he would be a good one.
Yeah. Or Wesley, if you can't be Lewis Tully, you can be the mayor. How about that? You can be the mayor.
The mayor.
Yeah.
Somebody get me to Ghostbusters.
All right. Let's start. Dan, go ahead. When was the first time you saw this movie? You said you didn't see.
Are you troubled by strange noises in the middle of the night?
That's a good blooper reel.
Like when you first went up there, I'm like, "What are you doing?" Have any of you ever seen a spook, specter,
Betamax.
ghost?
If the
Well,
answer is yes, then don't wait another minute and call the professionals.
Ghostbusters.
Okay,
Ready to
yeah,
go.
Ghostbusters. So, from my recollection, I can remember watching it as a little kid. So, I mean, it had to what?
Peck is peckless.
Yes, that is true. That man has no dick.
I remember as a
really
kid,
like
actually, when I saw this, I was a little scared of some of the scenes.
Pussy. No, just kidding.
Yes. Like, yeah, I mean, Slimer actually kind of scared me. I remember that. I remember
That whole hotel scene.
what the hell are you laughing at, you son of a bitch?
That whole hotel scene, man.
Yeah.
The Sedgwick.
It's funny
Yes,
because it's supposed to be a comedy, but I mean, and I guess action in a sense, but yeah, and when
It's a horror movie.
yeah, when Zool like grabs Dana in the chair, that was probably the scene that scared me the most as a kid. When the hands come out and she's screaming and he pulls her through the door. You know, I was like probably 6 years old when I saw this. You said it came out in '84.
Yeah, summer.
So it probably took a year before it came out on like VHS. So yeah, I was probably like 6 years old before I saw it.
Yeah.
Or on TV.
And then like even Gozer, I remember being kind of. I wasn't scared of Stay Puft, but anyway. Yeah. So, but I mean, I can remember bits and pieces, but I remember really enjoying the movie. It's a classic in that my kids, you know, they're 14 and 12, and I showed them this movie when they were around my age. When I saw it at their age, when they were like 6. Why I can't even speak right now. When they were like 6 or 7 or 8, I probably showed them this movie, and they liked it, even though it's an old movie. You know what I'm saying? That
Yes.
You can always tell when a movie stands the test of time when you can show another generation of film and they can connect with it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's definitively this movie. I mean, the fact that it's still so popular, but it's one of those movies where I don't know. It's kind of like lightning in a bottle in a sense, because I don't even know when they were making it if they really felt they had this like ginormous hit. I mean, I know, there was a lot of script changes too, but Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis, they pretty much wrote the film, and I kind of learn new things all the time. Harold Ramis doesn't really believe in like the paranormal, but Dan Aykroyd really does.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show you, it doesn't matter. I mean, like they collaborated well enough to make a great script.
And they also collaborated together both on the second movie too.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But yeah, it's just everyone does such a great job in the movie. All the comedy bits hit. I feel. I don't think there's ever anything that falls flat. It's just like everyone did such a really good job. You got the classic scenes with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. You got the terror dogs. You don't want to also forget Sigourney Weaver and Rick Moranis. I mean, they were kind of supporting roles, but they were great. They all did such a good job. There's so much to talk about with this movie, but I think everyone pretty much has the general consensus that it's just a great movie. I mean, I can't fault the movie at all for anything. I mean, the special effects even were great. They created something that obviously became like a phenomenon. They even had like this movie spawned the cartoon, which was really popular. I remember watching that as a kid all the time.
Yeah, but before this was the Ghostbusters. What was it? It was like the old. Yeah, I think that was before this, wasn't it?
Yeah, like,
that spawned before this, but this was like different.
Right,
different.
Yeah, and I don't know if they were supposed to be. I don't remember.
I don't think they're supposed to be connected.
It was just the same name,
right? Because the animated series, which one was called The Real Ghostbusters?
That was after the original cartoon Ghostbusters.
Was it the one in the 90s?
But The Real Ghostbusters is based off of this franchise.
Yeah. Because then they created the toys and all that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, if you really think about it, for a series that only spawned 2 movies, I mean, even before the second movie, I think there were so many toys out there.
Yeah.
For it.
It's funny. It went The Real Ghostbusters, then it went Slimer and The Real Ghostbusters. It's like they had to have him in there.
Yeah. I mean, I really don't know. It's hard to talk about because I mean, I'm talking about stuff that everyone pretty much knows at this point.
Yeah.
Just like the whole beginning sequence is just great. The first act, the setup is so good. Like, I love the whole library thing, and it's funny. It's like they basically think about this. If you take this movie, let's say you take out the humor, okay? Just eliminate the humor, but you have all the same scenes, all the same dialogue minus the humor, and it's like you basically have a horror movie.
Yes.
Really.
Yeah.
And for them to be able to do, I don't know, I don't really think they wrote a horror movie and then added comedy. I think they were just smart enough that they came up with it all together. Like, hey, we're gonna, do this.
Oh, and what do you know? The comedy actually works, and it's not like the slapstick, forceful comedy that where they're trying too hard to be funny. They didn't even have to here. I mean, you had a great cast, but you didn't have to,
Right.
Well, the humor was like so natural.
Exactly. It was so like
it was genuine.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys. I don't. You guys can chime in at this point. I think we all are on the consensus that it's a good movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry,
go ahead.
I mean, hell yeah, it's.
So you don't have anything more to add?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's hard to.
Everyone
I feel like
knows,
all I'm gonna do is I feel like if I keep talking, I'm just gonna be like, hey, remember this, remember that.
Okay, Rob, go ahead.
I
think we all agree. Yeah, like you said.
Of course, I was 2. I didn't see this movie probably till later. I don't know if it probably like early 90s, probably. the thing is, like, there were a lot of things that scared me about this movie. Like, yeah, Slimer, like the whole Sedgwick Hotel thing, the demon dogs. But Stay Puff, the character didn't really scare me, but it was the execution of how they made him scary. Like the one that always gets me, and I will say this to this day, that when I watch it, it still gives me a little chill because I remember this as a kid when Stay Puft first appears and his head is above the buildings like this.
You just get a glimpse.
There's that scary, creepy music.
Yes.
While he's just walking, he's like, "Oh no, it can't be! It can't be!" Like that whole part. I'm sorry. Like, there's nothing funny about it. It's just, to me, it's creepy. But when he turns the corner, I'm like, man, look at these effects. Look at how they did this with like miniatures and stuff. Yeah. Like, God, like, movies nowadays can take notes. They can take notes from this kind of production. Mm-hmm. It's just done so well. And yeah, like Gozer, that whole thing was a really interesting storyline about how the building was kind of an antenna for the paranormal, and then Gozer comes through. It was just really interesting to me. And I think this movie holds up even better than it did back then. And everyone knows Ghostbusters. I mean, you're born in a barn if you don't know what Ghostbusters is. I mean, the theme song's iconic. Ray Parker,
Junior.
Yeah, the music video is great with the Ghostbusters dancing with them. Like that song is like one of the most iconic songs, next to, like, if you know, like the Rocky theme, or like Star Wars theme. Everyone knows Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
So, yeah, to me, this movie is iconic. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I would say this does make my top 10 of favorite movies of all time. Out of every single movie ever made, this movie is up in my top 10. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, I think anybody who grew up in the 80s, this one's one of the favorites.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and something I thought you just reminded me real quick to throw out there. The music is really good.
Yes.
Not only the 80s music, which I'm a big fan of the 80s music anyway, but I still like the
theme,
the score,
like
the
score.
Score.
The score, yeah.
And they use some interesting instruments for some of the creepy,
like little like jingles in there, like a jingle, or like a
weird instruments. Like I remember
like a flute, like
yeah, I don't even know. Some of the instruments are instruments I never even heard of. I was reading about this recently, and like just like the little sound effects that they used to put into the musical score were just interesting.
See, this movie is a piece of art. That's what it is. It's like everything was done from scratch here. It's like the music, the effects, like just it's a piece of art. I just think that's why it's so loved, because everything is well rounded with it. So. Yeah, it is, Wes. It's a horror comedy, even though, again, you don't have to have blood and guts and jump scares like to be a horror film. This is proof. I mean, I think it's perfectly balanced between horror and comedy.
Yeah.
Hey, Julie, if you want to, you can chime in too and tell us your thoughts on the movie. And
I'm sure she's seen it plenty of times, right?
Yeah, the chemistry was natural. Like, I agree. Yeah.
All right, Thomas, go ahead. When was the first time you saw this?
I did. Well, you figure I was born 1994.
Yeah.
So
10 years after this one came out.
Yes, and 5 years after part 2.
Yeah.
I actually saw this on TV, on cable. I don't remember what channel it was. I want to say it was probably, if I had to guess, trying to think.
NBC.
Yeah, NBC.
I don't know if AMC was around
on prime time.
Thomas, did you see this one first or the second one first?
I saw this one first.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw this one before I saw the sequel.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the first one. I believe it was HBO.
Okay.
Because I think HBO was airing a lot of like 80s comedies during that day and whatever I saw and things like that. And I remember this actually had, because like HBO and all that stuff and like Showtime, like on the guide, they would like give these star ratings. And I remember this one had like a 4 out of 4 stars. And I'm like, the Ghostbusters, like, what is this? Like, oh, Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis and Rick Moranis. Like, what is this Ghostbusters thing?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've heard the theme song so many times as a kid, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I like, what is this movie?
Mm-hmm.
And I watched it when I was probably, I think I saw this on TV when I was like maybe 8,
Okay.
give or take. So it was like 2002.
Oh wow. Okay.
And I thought I love this movie. Ever since I saw it way back in the day. First off, the cast does a great job. Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, Sigourney Weaver, Rick Moranis. They all do fantastic. Some little interesting tidbits here. Some of the original casting for this. I know
John Belushi.
it was originally going to be Belushi
Yep.
from Blues Brothers,
Mm-hmm.
but Belushi by this point passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got Bill Murray in to be Peter Venkman. And I know originally, too, for the Rick Moranis role, they wanted John Candy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
They wanted John Candy to be the Louis Tully role.
that would have been interesting.
But I know
He didn't
John,
want to do it, right? He like.
No, I think John Candy. No, they said
was
John
busy,
Candy
wasn't he?
wanted to make the character like have like a German accent.
Yeah,
oh, right, yeah.
He was like wanted to change a lot of stuff, and he wasn't. He was actually throwing things out there from what I read
Mm-hmm.
to change the character so they would stop bothering him for the role. It was like he
Yeah.
really didn't want the role.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well,
So, and he's the one that recommended Rick Moranis.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
Here's this guy.
Because they worked together before on, I believe, Little Shop of Horrors.
Well,
No,
this is
no,
before.
this is before this.
Yeah.
What did they work on?
Well, probably like sketch comedies or something like that, or stand
Yeah,
maybe.
was Rick? I don't remember Rick Moranis being SCTV though.
No, I think he was. I could be. I'm pretty sure he was.
'Cause I
Whatever they
remember
did before
when I think of like SCTV, I know like Dave Thomas, Joe Flaherty, Eugene Levy,
Yeah.
but I don't remember Rick Moranis being on. Maybe
Well, they knew each other, so it's like he recommended.
Well,
Rick
you know what though?
Moranis.
Maybe Rick Moranis might have been SCTV because
I
him and
just
Dave,
don't think he was popular at that time.
No, he wasn't.
well, John Candy in '84 had like Stripes.
No, but Rick Moranis wasn't popular. He wasn't known.
But
Mm-hmm.
ultimately it went to Rick Moranis, which I was glad for. I mean, I would have been interested in seeing what Candy would have done, but I think Rick Moranis definitely fit the role a lot better.
Rick Moranis is one of the most underrated actors.
Yeah,
He's done so much good.
I love Rick
Second City.
Moranis. I think he's a great comedic actor.
Some people don't even realize he's done more than Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and Ghostbusters. Like My Blue Heaven is good. Like, of course, Little Shop of Horrors. Like, there's just so much he's done.
I even liked him in Little Giants.
Yeah.
Little Giants, yeah,
With Ed O'Neill, I like him in that.
Yeah,
And also, there's another one that I'm missing from Rick.
Spaceballs.
Baseball's a course.
Spaceballs. That's my
Yeah.
favorite of his. I love him as Dark Helmet.
Mm-hmm.
And don't forget also Big Bully with Tom Arnold.
That's yeah.
But now one of the things that I really loved about the original Ghostbusters is, well, first off, I think this logo was badass. I will say that I love that logo.
Well, it's one of the most iconic logos ever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know that's Ghostbusters.
Mhm.
And but before this movie was even made, I mean, you had like Harold Ramis, who was very talented writer before this with things like National Lampoon's Vacation and things like that, and Dan Aykroyd. These are two very talented comedic guys, and to come up with such an original sort of idea about guys capturing ghosts and they turn into a business. It's kind of like, their own, it's like their ghost version of a firefighter in a way.
Yeah.
Where instead of like putting out fires, like they have a department that takes care and sucks up ghosts.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so far fetched, but it's done good though. Like it's
a far fetched idea, and it's not meant to be real. But that's the point of the movie. It's it's not supposed to be realistic. It's supposed to be this fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be this imaginative world, and I just think the way that they brought this world together with all these different types of ghosts, and and Slimer, and one thing too, I will say, for being it back in 1984, the special effects in this are amazing still to this day.
Yeah, the library ghost. I still
That's creepy. Yeah.
the part where she's not the monster yet, but she's the old lady and she's sitting there hovering, like that is amazing looking, like right now. Like
Yeah.
when you watch it. Like it's like wow.
But she's like shh.
Yeah.
Well, when speaking Wes and speaking of Dan Aykroyd about being in the whole paranormal stuff, really fun cameo by him and Casper.
Yeah.
Who are you gonna call?
I have a funny story about that movie. Yeah.
I saw Casper in the theater. When I saw that, I'm like, oh my god.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
like, Ghostbusters are back.
That scene actually always bothered me because it was like, oh, seriously, like you're scared.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, because he had a proton pack.
Yo,
like,
he was by himself. So where are the other guys?
He took out Stay Puft, take out these guys.
Well, it was by himself. He couldn't cross his teams against the.
It was out of character, and I am not for that.
Well, he shouldn't be by himself. How did he get there? Not the actual
It's
that seems
spoof.
stupid now.
It's stupid. Well, you dissect it.
Casper's dumb. I'll go watch Congo.
Hey, Winston's in that movie.
Yeah. Go ahead, Thomas. Oh shit! Fuck.
Oh, what happened?
Something happened. I saw that he froze. And I was like, I thought he was just
On
standing
your
still.
end or his end?
He's gone. He's gone.
Get me the
Okay,
Ghostbusters.
Oh, wait, there he is.
Yeah,
Bro,
what happened? Like everybody, like
you froze.
All your screens turned off, and then
Like,
all of a sudden, like it was black and it was buffering.
From my end, it was just you, Thomas.
Yeah, your screen was like you. I didn't know if you were just. Yeah, it looked like you were frozen.
Yeah.
And it said I got disconnected. But what was weird is that like I'm still on the internet, so there's no way that could have happened.
That's weird. Anyway, that's a ghost.
Go
ahead. You're saying.
Okay, so what was I? Where was I at again before I got?
You're talking about the library scene.
Yeah, you're talking about the. Ghost.
Oh yeah,
the
special
effects, and everything.
Yeah, I would still say for 1984, I would say that this is still one of the best looking special effects I've ever seen ever, and I still think these effects hold up to this day. The very first scene I ever saw from this movie, because I didn't watch it all the way through when I first clicked it on TV, was actually the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man scene at the very end of the finale, destroying the city. And I love the design of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I've that image in my head has been sticking there. I love because I've seen the face of it so many times. And one thing too that I love too is the dynamic between all these characters. The dynamic between all these guys is fantastic.
Yeah.
So many great lines. Bill Murray has some great lines. We came, we saw, and we kicked its ass. And it's kind of funny too. Is like this was the movie that introduced me to what a Twinkie was.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
What about?
I'm like, because I never heard of them before until I saw this. I'm like,
what about the Twinkie?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, and sadly now those.
That's a pretty big Twinkie.
It was product placement.
What about the Twinkie?
Yeah. The way he says, like, what about the Twinkie?
Ernie Hudson says that line a lot better than I can make it out to
I
be.
know, right?
And that's another thing too. You have this really talented group of guys together. Bill Murray from Stripes and also Harold Ramis from Stripes, and you have Dan Aykroyd and
I didn't watch Stripes until like after this movie.
And I'll tell you, who's another very underrated actor besides like Rick Moranis from this cast is Ernie Hudson.
Yes.
See, yeah, like, what do you like think about Ernie Hudson like joining like later? Like, do you think that was a good move, or do you think he should have started earlier?
It was a script change. They actually Eddie Murphy was supposed.
Eddie Murphy was good,
right? But I was just wondering if that. Do you think that was a good move, like to have him like later on?
Yes and no. I say no because they should have developed his character more earlier, but at the same time, it's kind of showing like how they're expanding the Ghostbusters already, like hiring people
It's
to help
almost
them
like
out.
we see through the eyes of Winston. It's almost like he's joining this thing and like
Right.
like he's seeing everything for the first time. Like
He just
in a way,
needs a job. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So I guess he couldn't get a job anywhere else. It's just that Ghostbusters are the only ones that are hiring in New York.
If anybody would do that, like if you were hired for a job there,
I guess
you'd
it pays
be like,
well.
You'd be like, catch ghosts. Like what?
If it pays well, sure, why not?
Yeah.
Try.
Oh yeah. Wes cleared up. Moranis was on SCTV.
I knew it.
See?
Oh,
That's how they knew each other.
there's gotta be a way in here.
Well, now Alex is
Alex,
gone.
where'd you go?
No, I'm still here.
No, you're not.
Here I am.
Oh.
I became a ghost for 2 seconds.
What? We need to end the stream. The ghosts are being bad.
This show is cursed. I mean, look at how much it was getting delayed. Now there's ghosts attacking it.
Has as many delays as Afterlife had.
Yeah. So
Oh my god.
it's like poetry.
moments.
It's like poetry. It rhymes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's also cool is like seeing Sigourney Weaver in this kind of comedy because like before this, like I've
Alien.
Alien and
Yeah.
things like
Yeah.
that. It's such a serious, dark role for her as Ripley, and then seeing her in this fun, lighthearted.
Well,
Granted, Mixer
her
like
role's not fun. She gets attacked by the ghost.
I don't think she mind though, because she was in a
She
movie
gets-
like Alien.
She was
so.
she was getting harassed by the ghost.
And another thing too is like this is directed by Ivan Reitman.
Yes.
Ivan Reitman.
Go ahead. No, it sounds like
I think Ivan Reitman's a very talented director for comedy.
Yes.
I
For the
mean,
most part,
hell,
yeah.
I mean, after this, he would do Ghostbusters 2 and Kindergarten Cop and Twins and
Are you the keymaster?
Evolution.
Yes. I'm a friend.
Evolution. I love Evolution.
Yeah.
I love Evolution. I would say Evolution is sort of like Aliens, but instead of ghosts.
Alien Busters.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
what-
much.
Yeah.
And Orlando Jones, I guess, like in David Duchovny. I guess David Duchovny is sort of like the Peter Venkman role.
What's your favorite thing about Ghostbusters, Thomas?
My favorite thing about
Yeah.
Ghostbusters?
Either favorite part, favorite thing about it.
I would say my favorite part or favorite thing about Ghostbusters is I would say it's probably the third act with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Oh, the whole final battle
I always thought that final battle was so epic and so exciting.
against Gozer.
Hmm
Hmm.
I think that's my favorite thing about the Ghostbusters.
Ray, when someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes.
Yeah, like Winston was always the voice of reason. It's like
Yes.
he's
He was
always
the
he's always down to earth, like more than these guys who are kind of like all on the spiritual stuff. Like,
Yeah, he was the blue collared everyman.
He loves Jesus' style.
he loves this town.
That's yeah,
What a town!
yeah.
I love Jesus' style, man.
And Wes is right. Wes is right. It's a movie that has aged really well.
Let's listen to some music. Yeah, yeah.
Carl Winslow has a cameo in this movie.
Oh yeah, as
Okay, Ghostbusters.
as a jail guard.
He loves being a cop.
So-
Die Hard.
Yeah. So
Yeah, come on.
Wait a minute. This just shows how iconic Ghostbusters is the fact that we are bringing up a split-second cameo from a guy from a sitcom.
yeah, well, that sitcom is iconic in itself.
It is.
I know,
Yeah.
but it's just
He's a
funny
cop in that too.
It just shows the iconicness of the movie.
So Ghostbusters, Die Hard, and Flamers are all in the same universe.
Yep.
And Die Hard too.
And Die Hard too.
Yep.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about Reginald Vell Johnson being in this as the jail guard.
Happy trails, Hans.
Hmm.
Yeah, because I saw that for a split second. I'm like, holy shit! Because I remember watching a lot.
Carl.
I remember
Carl
watching
Winslow.
Family Matters a lot back in the day. I'm like, that's Carl Winslow.
Where's
Holy
Urkel?
shit!
This is before Urkel ruined his life.
Yeah, before Urkel drove him crazy.
Yeah.
When Carl Winslow was stable.
Yeah.
And I mean, what more can I say about the original Ghostbusters? I mean,
I want to know what part scared you the most. You said the library
part
scene.
that's I would definitely say that the library scene,
Okay.
definitely,
All
with
right.
that librarian ghost and
Mhm.
things like that.
She
That
turned into a
was
monster.
that was easily the part that scared me
She turned
a
into a
lot.
monster.
And of course, of course, my favorite line from the movie is, "Yes, this is true. This man has no dick." And funny thing too, William Atherton, who plays Walter
Was
Peck.
also in Die Hard.
Well, also William Atherton
See?
was going to be in Mallrats.
He was he.
Did you know that?
The Michael Rooker role.
William Atherton was going to be the Michael Rooker part
He's
in
always a villain. That guy.
Mallrats.
He's always a villain.
But you know what William Atherton ended up doing instead of Mallrats?
Biodome, right?
Biodome,
Yeah, it was the
yeah.
same fucking year. God damn it.
Yeah, Biodome with Pauly
Fucking
Shore.
Pauly Shore. Anyway, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what more can I say about the original Ghostbusters? It's a classic.
Mm-hmm.
Great comedic actors, a very, very smart script, great theme by Ray Parker Jr. The special effects and just seeing this cast together: Bill Murray, Rick Moranis, Dan Aykroyd, and Sigourney Weaver, William Atherton, Ernie Hudson. Such a great cast with all these people in here are great. Every one of them does a great job. I mean, overall, and I would say this is definitely one of my favorite comedies of all time. It's one of my favorite 80s movies of all time. I think Ghostbusters is just one of those all-time classics that'll just never get old. It's a movie that I can pop in and still laugh my ass off.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing that it's just the comedy in this is so natural and so genuinely funny. It didn't have to result to slapstick humor and over the top crazy humor like the reboot did. It was just genuine laughs. And I think that's what happens when you have a smart script written by two comedic guys in Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis.
Mm-hmm. And a good director.
Yeah, and a great director in Ivan Reitman. And having all these other talented people surrounding them, like Bill Murray and all them guys. But overall, Ghostbusters is a definite thumbs up for me. I think it's one of the best comedies out there.
What the F is that?
Oh God, there's a ghost in here. Oh,
is that
God.
Is that our Slimer?
Oh God. Oh God.
The orange.
No, this is from the remake.
Okay.
But yeah, that's my thoughts on Ghostbusters.
All right, cool. So I didn't see this one at first. I saw the second one first.
Why do you do that all the time?
Stop
Alex?
doing
Stop
that. You got to go in order.
Well, the second one was the one that was on TV more, from what I remember. Yeah. So it's funny because I knew there was a first one. Like I remember seeing the Stave Puft Marshmallow clips like in commercials or Muppet Babies.
Did you know there was a first one because this one was called Ghostbusters 2?
I guess so. Yeah, the second one.
Yeah, man, I remember a lot about Muppet Babies.
Yeah, like I remember seeing clips of the Stave Puft
That's
Marshmallow.
one of the best shows. They don't make shows like that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. So I didn't see, I saw the second one like in the mid 90s. I didn't see this one till like the late 90s. I finally rented it on VHS. It was like one of those like it looked like one of those bootleg crappy VHS because they didn't have the actual like you know how VHS were like it had like the
label.
Yeah, the label on it. It was like it looked like just a dirt. It was like a worn out label and it had Ghostbusters written on it. Like that, and then if I played it, I thought it was gonna be crappy quality, but no, the quality was regular VHS quality. It's you know how I mentioned Gremlins just earlier. It's funny because when I first rented Gremlins, I saw the second Gremlins first, by the way, as well. When I rented
the second movie for every film.
I know, I know. And then like when I rented that VHS for Gremlins, that for some reason it started like 3 minutes late. It didn't start from the actual beginning. It was another bootleg fucking VHS.
Now I know why you like the Next Karate Kid so much because that's the first.
I saw the first one, yeah. But that's the second one.
That's
though.
stupid.
I would think a lot of these when you start watching, you'd be confused slightly. Like what?
Yeah, really. You'd be thrown off, wouldn't you be?
Maybe, but like like when you're a kid, you don't see it for a story. You just see it for like either be funny, to be scary,
Yeah.
or to be
So if we're going this way, Rocky 5 is your favorite.
But that's not the first one I saw.
Yeah, it was.
No, it was actually 4. Rocky 4. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, you guys pretty much hit the nail on the head about this movie. How it holds up, the comedy, the horror aspect of it.
What
It's-
about you? Like, what scenes scared you, or were you old enough because it didn't bother you at that point?
No, it wasn't scary. No. Actually, the 2 scenes that actually were scary to me when I first saw it was the library scene, and when the freaking monster dogs were the monster dogs were in the refrigerator.
Yeah, it's a
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
scene too,
yeah. When she opens it, and all of a sudden there's a pyramid, and there's lights, and there's a freaking dog that says Zool. Yeah. And when they attack her, like when the arms come from the couch, and
Right.
grab her,
Oh,
that was scary scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool with the eggs cooking on the counter. That was kind of.
Those eggs look good.
hmm
They did look good, but it's so cool how they did that.
Those are ghost eggs.
It wasn't CG, by the way. So.
Yeah. Who said that they were scared of Slimer? I was never scared of Slimer.
That was me.
Okay.
Well,
Maybe because when I
he
first
would
saw
have a
Slimer
creepy
he was
feeling.
driving a bus, and the Ghostbusters 2 is like.
Well, now I can see why. But yeah,
That's
Sedgwick
not scary.
Hotel.
Yeah.
The Sedgwick Hotel, when he first appeared, like it is kind of creepy.
Yeah, I mean, it's shot like a creepy, like horror movie, like I said.
Rankman.
I always thought Slimer more funny than scary because he's just eating everything. He's just eating everything and just going nuts. But yeah, like I think one of the reasons, like you guys already mentioned, like the reason why it's so funny and they have so much chemistry is because these guys are just so naturally funny. They bounce off each other so well, like that, you know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It was lightning in the bottle. Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they knew they were doing something good, but they probably had no idea that it was gonna be as big as. They never have any idea it's gonna be as big as.
I kind of put this movie as like when you say like lightning in a bottle, I kind of put this movie on a very similar level to Jaws, where it was kind of like magical on the first movie.
Yeah,
I compare this to like Back to the Future. Like that was, like it's just
that
one
too.
of those,
That's another
it's
one.
one of those timeless movies.
The God, like you guys said so much already.
Well,
I know it's hard to really
What
have debates.
would
with
you?
this
I mean,
one.
I would have been. I mean, let me ask you this: would you would have been curious if it was Belushi and Aykroyd, or
Honestly, like maybe
I don't
because
he definitely would have played it a lot differently than Bill Murray.
I'm not really a big John Belushi fan, if you want me to be honest.
I love John Belushi.
I actually like Jim Belushi more.
I'm kind of.
I do love.
I'm kind of with you on that, Dan. Like I might like him. I like him all right, but I don't think he's like hilarious. He was.
Yeah,
Do you-
like I'm
do-
like
do-
hey,
do
he's
you
fine,
think- do you
but
think maybe Belushi might have played this very similar to maybe Bluto from
Probably.
Animal House?
I think he would have been more like Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
I don't know. But you know what? It's funny because like I really like the Venkman character because he just kind of starts this like he doesn't take it seriously. He just wants to get laid. Which
Pretty
is
much,
like,
yeah.
that's one of my favorite parts, like the beginning with
Yeah.
the cards. Yeah. Which we'll get to Afterlife. That's a great callback to that. Yeah, like the cards. He just obviously just shocking the guy on purpose, and he just cheating so he can just get with the girl that's there.
Right in the middle of something, Ray.
Yeah, he kicks him, he hits him.
I was just gonna say,
And
8:00.
And then he's doing the same thing when he meets Dana. Like, oh, like I'm gonna get with her. But then he starts actually caring about her, like and caring about the situation.
Is it a star?
So he changes.
It is a star. Very good. That's very good.
Are you looking through them? I didn't think I was getting electric shocks. You volunteered.
His gum falls off. His
Yeah,
mouth.
Hey, like he doesn't know what to say before he.
Wasn't that guy in summer school? I feel like that guy was in
Well,
summer
He
school.
what
looks
guy?
familiar.
He looks
I don't-
familiar. Yeah.
What was the character name?
I don't remember, but I like how like he's kind of
What
like,
were you talking about though?
the guy who's getting shocked at the beginning of Ghostbusters.
Oh, that guy.
Like, dude, it seems like he was like one of like teen comedies in the '80s or something. But like, I like how like kind of Vegman's kind of like a hated scientist because someone wrote on his door saying like, "Go to hell." Yeah. So he's kind of like He's not a respected guy.
And he's actually paying people
Yeah.
to take his test, which I think is
Mhm.
funny.
Yeah.
Like he's paying them.
But like I like how he grows as a character because he doesn't take anything seriously until he sees the ghost. Like, oh shit. And then like Dana's in trouble. She gets possessed, and like he cares. He starts caring about the situation. Saves her life. Hooks up with her. And I think it's earned. By the end, it's earned when they hook up together.
Yeah, they do.
You're right. It is earned. If someone saves your life, you should have sex with them.
Yeah. If they turn to a dog.
Well, I mean, they did it early enough in the movie. They started, so by the end, it feels like okay.
Yeah.
Like there could be something there.
It feels sex.
Yes, they did the nasty.
Yeah.
Actually, Lewis Tully beat him.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Lewis got it. He
You're
got
right.
the
Yeah. That's so true. I didn't even think about that.
he got the reward.
Yeah.
He got the alien.
Got the
He got the xenomorph.
Oh,
The
okay.
xenomorph.
We got
Kenny,
Kenny in
huh?
the chat.
Or the Alien 3. She was pregnant.
Good to have you back, Julie.
Kenny's in here
Hey,
too.
what's up, Kenny?
Kenny.
What's going on, Kenny?
Hey,
We haven't seen you in
I
a
keep
while,
putting
man.
my wrong hand up for the camera. It's mirrored. Hey, Kenny.
I think the last time we had Kenny on was probably
He was
I
in the
remember.
last stream we did.
I want to say the
Was he?
best. I want to say it was the best and worst of 2020. I think.
I thought he was in the last
No,
stream.
maybe he was. Yeah, Kenny, you gotta tell us when was the last time you were here.
I'm pretty sure.
We can't remember. We have short-term memory. Actually, my favorite scene of the whole movie is the discussion with Winston and Ray in the Ecto 1
About the Bible.
about the Bible and Revelations and everything. It's like, I love Jesus' style. And then like Ray realizes like, oh, the reason why we're so busy is because the dead have been rising,
from the
and
grave.
this might be the end of the world. And he's like, oh, shit. Like, oh, you know what? Let's play some music. He was like, that's great. Yes, we're all getting old, especially
Yeah, very.
especially these guys.
And speaking of Ray Parker
happens.
Jr.,
Yeah, my birthday's tomorrow.
Fuck, you're old. No, I'm sorry.
is it really, Rob?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, it is.
39. I turn 39 tomorrow.
Wow.
Pushing the
Yeah.
big 40 soon.
I don't have
Yeah,
any gray hair
wish you
yet,
happy
so I
birthday.
don't give a what.
Not
I gotta
yet.
remind myself to wish you happy birthday tomorrow.
Not yet. Well, you can wish you a happy birthday right now. Happy birthday, man.
Oh, thanks. It's not till
Yeah.
tomorrow. So screw you.
You got the day wrong.
I know,
Yeah.
right? Happy
and
early birthday.
Happy early birthday.
Happy
Thank
birthday from the
you.
future.
Yeah,
Well, and another fun thing, speaking of Ray Parker Jr. for
Mhm.
the Ghostbusters guy, the theme song.
Iconic song.
Ray Parker Jr. was actually in a movie, like as an actor.
What scene was he in?
No, not in this movie, but he
Oh.
was in a
Thank you,
movie,
Julie.
Oh, in another movie. Okay.
which was a few years after Ghostbusters.
Okay.
Yeah,
He tried acting.
I recommend it. It's called Enemy
I still
Territory.
have my hair
Tried
wet.
acting.
I don't know it.
I recommend that the movie he was in. It was
I have hair on my body.
what was it?
Look at my arms. I'm an 8.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah,
Ghostbusters.
so the movie that Ray Parker Jr. was in was Enemy Territory.
Never seen it.
I think it's for free on YouTube. I think.
So we all like Ghostbusters.
I like
or-
Ghostbusters.
No, it was
Why?
terrible.
Ghostbusters sucks.
It sucked. 1984.
You know how
What
I
year?
said like in when we did the Star Wars show, how I said that there's a lot of sound effects that are iconic. There's 2 sound effects in this franchise they're iconic. The proton pack turning on, that sound effect is iconic, and the Ecto 1 sirens,
Oh yeah.
which I love that. Have you guys ever seen an Ecto, like someone like driving an Ecto 1 like around the streets ever?
I don't think so.
Well,
I've seen
when I was in New York.
Of course.
when I was in New York, we went by the Hook and Ladder firehouse.
Mhm.
They had it wasn't a real Ecto 1, but it was it was almost like a miniature car. It was on display on the side of that building.
I take that back. When I went to Universal Studios,
Oh yeah.
they had actually a Ghostbusters
Mhm.
a skit,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like a Beetlejuice Ghostbusters combination skit, and they drove up in the Ecto one.
Yeah, they had guys like actors dressed up as the.
Right.
It's so funny. Like when that happened, like I told my dad, I'm like, that's not them.
Only if you had the actual Ghostbuster actors in.
Those aren't the real Ghostbusters.
I'm about to say like
What are they trying to pull?
only though if you had.
I'm paying money to see
Should have
fake.
voted them.
I'm paying money to see fake people. Come on.
Yeah.
Could you imagine though if it was like Bill Murray and
That would be awesome.
and
but-
hell, what if freaking Michael Keaton was Beetlejuice? That'd be freaking even more awesome.
What?
Beetlejuice as a Ghostbuster. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that crossover, huh?
Oh, okay.
I tell you what, Ghostbusters and a Beetlejuice crossover, I'd pay to see that.
Ghostbusters versus Beetlejuice. Make that movie.
That'd be kind of fun. I think.
That'd be
Anyway.
insane. That would break box office records.
Break Brock Rob.
Brock's office. Anyway, so yeah, I think safe to say
I think we all liked it.
we all like it.
Oh,
Huh?
I think we did.
Yes.
I think we liked that Ghostbusters.
All right, stats.
All right, so Ghostbusters was actually Ghostbusters 1 and 2. They had everything I was looking up for budget was they went like back and forth. No one had the same number, so I just averaged out as far as budget goes, 30 million.
wow.
Domestically, it made 243 million. So right there, it didn't even need international box office. International box office was only 53 million, but that was back then. I don't know. Worldwide,
No China release.
yeah, 295 million worldwide. Rotten Tomatoes holds a 97% critical rating and 88% for audience, and IMDb 7.8.
I'm surprised the audience isn't higher.
Yeah, I'm surprised the critics' rating was higher than the audience.
Yeah.
I go with the
I feel
critics.
like a lot of
Seven-
older movies are
seven-
like that.
7.8 on IMDb seems low.
Yeah,
I go with the critic score at 97%.
What's
That's
wrong with
funny.
IMDb? Internet movie.
See, I told you, IMDb is overrated.
I don't know. I mean, I like IMDb just because it is
IMDb is-
everyone's. It's people voting. It's not.
It's very informative.
It's bots.
Like
It's bots.
it's a
Autobots.
That's a conspiracy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
All
was,
that cares is all that matters is the audience. So
well, the audience does love the
You're the
original
critics.
Ghostbusters. Yeah.
because
Whoops. Sorry, wrong
Stop
button.
doing that.
Stop that.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
North America did not rely on.
All right. So, 5 years later, there was a sequel called just Ghostbusters 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's a great logo. It's like, okay, the same ghost, but she's doing this.
That can mean two things. He's saying it's number 2, or it could be like peace.
Peace.
Whatever.
So it's like the ghosts and Ghostbusters are in peace. they've come together in harmony.
I don't know. I thought that was a great marketing tool.
Yeah, I mean,
I like
it's
that.
simple and to the point like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, this one is divided to this day.
Yeah, this pisses me off. Like, I'm sorry.
So go ahead, Rob. You go first.
Look, like, I like this movie a lot. I don't think it's as good as the first, but I still think
No, it's not. But I
still
love
think
it. I love it though.
I still think it's a little below the first, but it's still good because it's different. This movie did not rehash anything. Okay? Like, this is a completely new story. It's a completely new idea. I think that that needs to be taken into, account here. A new idea doesn't always mean good, but still, like, I think I like the villain, Vigo, who's in this, the painting. I like the story behind him. I thought it was kind of creepy, like the story, the pink slime. That's basically all the ghosts. That's basically what's bringing the ghosts back.
Yeah.
So that's different. I like how the Ghostbusters are not really disbanded, but they're like, because of what happened in the first movie, like they got this huge bill, like that they had to deal with, and so like they kind of went out of business in a way. So
Yep.
I like that. I like that. That's realistic to me. That's if you did damage to the city, obviously you would be getting the bill for it unless you had this really good lawyer, to defend you on that. It's like to me, it's like more grounded in that way. So I like how the Ghostbusters are kind of doing their own thing, and then they come together because of this new threat.
Hey, Forka.
Hey, Forka.
Hey, Forka.
Forka.
They're you have the same characters coming back. Annie Potts, Rick Moranis.
Wesley.
Yeah, they're all back in this movie.
Yep.
I remember liking this from the very first time that I saw it. And I'll tell you this movie is more of a horror movie than the first one, and here's why.
Really?
That underground train scene.
Oh yeah.
They show decapitated heads on spikes. Now they've never shown anything vulgar like that really in the first movie. This movie almost like went all out with that.
So this is like the Temple of Doom.
This is like, not on that floor, but I'm saying like
Hearts.
this one really went above and beyond. It seems like it almost seems more of a horror movie. Now there are some things that I didn't really care for as much, like of course the soundtrack I think is a lot weaker. It has that like the Bobby Brown stuff, which I do like that On Our Own song. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah.
But, like, they redid the Ghostbusters theme music.
I ain't afraid no ghosts. I'm afraid no ghosts.
Yeah, I don't know who the group was that did it, but
Wasn't it Rum DMC?
I don't know. At this point, I could care less. I don't care. I honestly would, I would listen to the original more than this. But
Right.
So the soundtrack is a little weak. The Statue of Liberty thing, after watching it again, I always used to love that part, but that
doesn't make sense.
That part doesn't make sense, but it's almost like
I love that part, man.
No,
I love that part. I think
like
that's so creative.
when I said they didn't rehash something, I want to take that back because it's almost like they needed a giant thing, just like Stay Puft.
Yeah.
But at this point, their work, it's on the good side. It's not the bad side. But the fact that the Statue of Liberty walk-in was just kind of out there. But I mean, it's Ghostbusters, But like the characters are so good. I think the comedy is even good in this. Like with that Janos character. I mean,
yes,
he's freaking hysterical. I'm sorry, that guy is. It's almost like he wasn't even trying, and it's like you find him funny because just the way he talks and the way he just So
yeah, I agree with you guys about the painting. The painting was creepy.
The painting was cool. Like
that painting was
cool. Scared the shit out of me
when I find that more creepy than looking in the fridge with where Gozer is. Like I find that the painting more creepy. The slime stuff, that was really cool. I always had like this nightmare. Remember, like the slime underneath the street. Like I always thought I could go out in the street and look in a sewer manhole and like open it and look down and there's like a slime river. Like I don't know what it scared me. Like when they would lower Ray down there and he's like slime. He's like, oh no, like, and they were trying to pull him up like that. That's scary. I don't know what that's scary to me. I don't know why.
It's like the Blob.
Oh yeah, it could be like that. But
especially in the bathtub scene.
It's almost that feeling of this is underneath the ground, and it's like it's bad stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just have a lot more positives than negatives. I just wanted to go over like just some of the things I didn't care for. But I'm just saying like overall, this movie does not deserve the hate that it gets.
Yeah.
Even Bill Murray didn't like this, and I think it was script stuff that was good. He just didn't care for the way his character was going. In my opinion, I thought he was really funny in this movie. I don't know what, like people just shit on this movie nonstop. And it's hard to beat a movie that's so high on a pedestal. I just don't think they really tried to do that. I just think they're just trying to make a sequel here. Like they were just trying to, continue on. So basically, yeah, I think this movie is a great sequel. Like I said, it doesn't deserve the hate, and yeah, I think it's cool. One thing that also that doesn't make sense too is, well, they put the Ghostbusters 2 logo
Yeah.
as the ghost going like this. So I'm just like, why would they put that on the Ecto 1? It's good as a marketing tool to say, okay, Ghostbusters 2.
Like on a poster.
But on the Ecto 1, they put it on there.
In the movie, it didn't make
driving
sense.
around.
No.
So it's like, why would that happen? That's
No.
not. It's not like the Ghostbusters being like, oh yeah, this is.
Also, the Ghostbusters theme song is in the movie. Like, it's in the universe. Like, it exists as a song.
Right. Yeah.
It's kind of jarring.
And of course, the Ecto 1A. So we got some modifications with the Ecto 1. And I was fine with that. That was fine. I wish we would have seen a little bit more of what that could do, like what the Ecto 1A could do actually.
I didn't see much of a difference other than like the new logo when they had the 2 on.
Well, if you look at there was like new.
If you look at them next to each other, they're definitely like they added a lot of stuff to it.
The sirens seem the same though, like the siren.
Yeah.
But anyway, like really quick, the addition of Oscar, like the Dana
baby,
Barrett as the kid, I do like that. That's a new little side story there that we get.
Rest in peace to that baby, by the way.
What's that?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Rest in peace to that actor. Yeah.
That baby passed away. Well, it wasn't it twins?
It's twins.
Yeah,
Twins.
One of them passed away.
One of them did. Yeah.
Okay, I see.
And I will say this. This is why.
So Figo got him then.
I wish they would have continued this. I love how Lewis tries to be a Ghostbuster. Like I love that part. Like that to me is like redemption for the character in a way. Like I love it. I just wish they would have continued that. But anyway, all in all, I like the movie. So
cool.
Yeah.
Dan, go ahead.
Okay. So, I agree with a lot of Rob's points. I did see this movie in the movie theater when it came out.
Yeah, this was what, 89?
89.
Yeah.
So I was like 10 years old. And I definitely remember really, really enjoying the movie. I recently watched this as well. I watched both the first and second movie with my family before we went to see Afterlife again. But I got to tell you, honestly, like Ghostbusters 2, I feel like some of the things in the movie actually were done. I don't want to say, I hate to use the word better because Ghostbusters 1 is a better film.
Yeah.
But for instance, Ghostbusters 2, the comedy, there's more comedy and it all lands in my opinion. Like I laughed out loud more in Ghostbusters 2 than I did Ghostbusters 1. Not to say, and again, not taking anything away from Ghostbusters 1. Ghostbusters 1's funny. Ghostbusters 1 has a lot of smart dialogue that is kind of like, kind of like that. But Ghostbusters 2 has a lot of like you're actually going to laugh like out loud. So I thought Ghostbusters 2 did that really well. Also, Ghostbusters 2 really shows the camaraderie between the four guys. I feel like if you ignore Ghostbusters 2, which some people do, it's like you don't really understand the connection between these guys because Ghostbusters 1, they are co-workers, okay? Like you see that they're co-workers. They don't do a lot like of personally things together. Ghostbusters 2, there's a lot of scenes where like they're like the whole toaster scene. Like, I mean, they're talking about like the slime, but like you get a feeling in that scene like, hey, these guys are friends. Like you really feel that way. I feel that way also in the tunnel scene, which is like one of the greatest scenes. So I really feel that you need Ghostbusters 2, especially just to build on the fact that these guys are close knit.
Well, really, with what you're talking about too, with the slime that turns them against each other, that's almost needed.
Negative energy
so well, and then the negative energy turns them against each other. So it's like you get that emotion too with them.
Right? Yeah. No, agree. Yeah, you see that's harming them, and that when actually them being friends is probably what stops them from really killing each other.
Yeah.
I know there's actually quite a few things I want to talk about with this movie, but yeah, like I said, like the comedy is just good. Vigo, like I thought they needed something new, and it was new, and I had no problem with it. I mean, I guess in the third act when Vigo comes out of the painting, like that was okay, I guess. But again, like I just think and that's another thing in Ghostbusters 2. I thought the pacing was good.
Oh yeah.
Ghostbusters 1, again, not taking anything away from Ghostbusters 1, but Ghostbusters 2 really is paced, I feel, a little bit better than the first movie. I feel like it's just like bam, they hit all the notes like right in a row. What else? All the actors, yeah, they all did a really great job again. Like, I don't have any issues there. I think the additional actors that come in, like Peter McNichol, I think is his name, is Janosch.
Yeah.
He was good.
Yeah, I love him in this movie. Yeah.
The mayor's assistant, I forget that actor's name, but he's
been in a lot of movies.
He's fine.
The mayor's assistant.
Yeah.
I'll look him up on IMDb.
And that's the thing too. It's like when you think about this movie, there are memorable scenes that really stand out. Like the entire scene that Rob already mentioned, which is the underground, the subway, the train.
Yes.
That whole scene, and it's not only spooky, but that's some of the funniest stuff. Like Winston really gets to shine in that scene, especially like with the comedy. The courtroom scene, I love that scene. That is such a good scene. Like everything it's funny and it's entertaining and it's got like suspense.
The psychic show scene at the beginning.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, that's hilarious too.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, and I know Bill Murray. It's like this is what he said about this movie. He's like, when he read the original script, he loved it, and he said for whatever reason, he's like, when they started to film the movie, he said the script changed. So I don't know what happened, but still, I mean, you can tell I feel like he put full effort into it. I mean, he did just as good a job.
Yeah.
He definitely was not like sleepwalking or anything.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't feel like he was.
So yeah, I'm gonna change it over to a couple things though. So dislikes the ghost logo with the 2. Again, I was fine with that for promotional reasons, but they pretty much put themselves in a corner. Let's say this movie made a ton of money and they made a Ghostbusters 3. Then what? Were they going to change the logo again? It was kind of like what?
Kenny said they did that as kind of a symbol of saying that they're back. So it's almost like,
oh no, yeah.
But I mean,
this is our second chance.
I get that. I get that, but I mean, I don't know.
So yeah, I thought okay. So we have to talk a little bit about the real Ghostbusters. And again, I'm not going to go too much into it. But the cartoon came out after Ghostbusters 1, and so this movie decided to change some things based on the cartoon because the cartoon was popular. Mm-hmm. Janine's appearance completely was changed for really no reason.
She looks just like the show or the
Slimer all of a sudden was a good guy, and he didn't even look like he did in the first movie.
He's bigger now,
I know people look as this is a negative, but I don't. Like it was. I feel like Ghostbusters 2 was more family friendly, I guess. In a sense. But I didn't feel. I don't know. Like again, like I feel like that change as far as the comedy went, and I thought the comedy didn't suffer any. There was no suffrage from that, is what I'm getting at. Besides, the real Ghostbusters is kind of what I feel like hampered the movie as far as like they made changes that didn't mesh with the first movie. And that was a move that they made for the purpose of, the kids like the show, the cartoon. Let's make this into this. So
kids love the first movie, so it's like
right, the slime, the idea of the good slime, I like that idea, but like it doesn't make sense. Like why the slime can make inanimate objects come alive? That has nothing to do with ghosts.
Yeah,
like I know you like the Statue of Liberty scene, but like. It's not a ghost, so why would slime make it be alive?
Detail not important.
There's no way that thing could even walk. But.
So but yeah, Winston,
how does it stop? Like how is it like you're not even mentioning like how is the temperature just stop?
Well, and then in one of the scenes you see it lying on the ground, like after it busted the whole like.
I guess slime dried up and it died.
And then at the end of the movie, it's back where it was.
That's dumb.
They used a crane or a helicopter lift.
There's a deleted scene somewhere out there.
Yeah, they put more slime and took it back out.
Rob and I always mentioned this when we were younger. We liked that Winston saves Egon and Ray from the fire. We were like,
yes.
Yeah, like
that's another thing I was going to bring up too. Is where was Winston in the courtroom?
Yeah, that's.
Oh yeah, I was going to bring that up too. I have a problem with that. Like, why does he leave?
Well, here's the thing. They also excluded him from the digging in the street. It was like, I get he's not a doctor, but he's still a Ghostbuster. Like it's like he's with Ray in the beginning, then they don't involve him with Dana, and then
you know what? Maybe Winston was watching the firehouse because Janine is too busy having sex with Lewis all the time. She's not doing her job.
Come on, why Slimer all of a sudden was good? That was dumb. Anyway, I don't want to keep talking. So anyway, I still I agree with pretty much Rob. It's still a good movie. I think Ghostbusters 2 actually did some things better than the first movie. But again, I'm not saying anything hampering on the first movie. I just feel like there was some improvement.
Okay. By the way, everybody's commenting and watching. Thank you. And give the stream a like. Subscribe if you haven't.
Yeah,
share the stream. Yeah.
We're getting a lot of comments in here, which is awesome.
It's hard to keep up now all of a sudden. Shit. But go ahead, Thomas. I'll let you go first.
Yeah, Kenny was mentioning to me that I have this 2-pack DVD.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
He was mentioning that he had the same one too, but figured I'd point out that comment first because he. Now. Yeah. I think Ghostbusters 2. Granted, I will say it's not as good as the first Ghostbusters. As in
I think we all agree on that.
Yeah,
we all agree on that. Yeah,
but I still think Ghostbusters 2. I think this is one of the more underrated sequels. I don't really think Ghostbusters 2 deserves the crap that it gets. I think there is a lot to like about Ghostbusters 2. I, for one, I'm with Alex in this boat. I really do love the Statue of Liberty scene.
Yeah,
because how Ramus is controlling it with the.
Well, they test the slime in the toaster earlier in the movie, and it starts moving.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what though? Dan, I think you forgot the fact that they play the song loud, so that makes it move.
I don't care. It doesn't make sense.
I'm just trying to explain this shit. I'm trying to.
Why weren't they so excited they were able to create artificial intelligence with their slime?
I don't know.
It's mood slime. It's supposed to make real people change moods. That's fine. But it didn't make sense when they put it to fake things that it made them alive.
I mean, that's part of the rewrites that
maybe
didn't like. Yeah. Go ahead, Thomas.
I love the Statue of Liberty scene.
Yeah.
I thought that was just a very creative.
You guys love things that don't make sense, I guess.
Well, I mean, you do like Mike Barnes, but let's not go there.
He made sense. He was a bad boy.
I'm just kidding, Thomas.
You guys are talking about the mayor's assistant. Are you thinking of Kurt Fuller?
Yes, that's his name. That's the actor's name.
Yeah, that was Russell from Wayne's World.
Yeah, right. He's been in a lot of films.
He's always playing a jerk.
Yeah, he always does. And he doesn't. He always does it really well too. Kurt Fuller.
Yeah. Sorry, Thomas. Do you have positives and negatives, or just positives?
I do have a couple negatives, but they're really minor.
What are they?
Like the whole
Oscar.
I think
Stallone.
Oscar Mayer winner, guys. That's what you got.
Yeah.
I will say one of the some of the I mean, a couple bits of humor don't really hit as much as a lot of the first one does. I will say I think the tone, I like the tone in this was not really as memorable as the first one, because I like the tone better in the first movie, because I think there was a lot more going for it in the first movie. But another thing too, I didn't really the new soundtrack in here is
Hold on, I gotta stop you.
Why you guys hate the soundtrack? I think the soundtrack is fine.
I don't hate
the soundtrack. I just think it's
Okay, go ahead, Dan. What are you gonna say?
Okay, you guys, maybe I need to get your guys' opinion on this because for me, like, I don't know what it is, but when I hear 90s music in past movies,
Rocky
it
Five.
feels
It's not
dated.
90s, it's 80s. It's 89. What are you talking about?
Well, it's close to 90. It's that genre. That's not what I mean is like, yeah, Rocky 5, like Ghostbusters 2, it's like that music, and maybe I don't remember not disliking it back then, but like it feels dated. I don't know what it is, but like I have no problem with 80s music. So I just curious what you guys feel like. Do you feel like when you hear that kind of music in early late 80s, early 90s movies, are you just like, oh wow, that really makes it feel dated? I just always have that feeling, and it feels, and I agree with Thomas, like that's why I don't like the music in this movie.
The only song I
see
like
what
is that On Our Own song. That's it. I don't.
You
care
don't like
if-
Higher and Higher?
I mean, that's yeah, but that's not. That's who? What? James or what's his name?
Because I like the
Jack,
Statue of
yeah,
Liberty.
that's Jackie. Is that Jackie Wilson?
Leave the Statue of Liberty scene alone.
That's an old song.
That's
That's
an
not
old
a 90s
song.
song.
I'm just
Oh,
saying like how they redid the theme music, the theme song.
I agree on that part, yeah. But
That's
all the other songs are fine.
No.
On Our Own is good. I like On Our Own, but
Sorry, Thomas. Go ahead.
Yeah. You know what? I think Dan secretly hates this movie.
He was lying through his teeth.
Yeah. It's the nostalgia.
One other thing too I love about Ghostbusters 2 is that it's one of those sequels where they get everybody back for the second one.
Except for Dickless.
Yeah.
He's in the video game.
Oh, yeah, he is, isn't he?
Because he's dickless.
Uh-huh.
The magic
He was busy
word.
doing Die Hard 2.
Was he in Die Hard 2?
Yeah, he was in Die Hard 2.
That's right.
Die Hard.
Yeah.
Die Harder.
And speaking of Vigo,
This,
yeah,
yeah,
he was also in Die Hard.
he was. Fuck.
He was one of the
Was he?
terrorists.
The one with the long blonde hair?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he was.
that's
See, I
Paul.
told you, Ghostbusters and Die Hard are the same freaking
No,
universe.
he was the long-haired dude.
Yeah, they're the same universe, man.
I think in Die
So
Hard,
he
I think,
died
I
in
think,
Die
I
Hard
think,
and became a ghost in Ghostbusters 2. That's what it is.
I think in Die Hard, I think he was James.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's a relative.
he's the villain that lasted a little bit longer than the other
Yeah,
one.
the one that died last. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the one that died with the elevator shaft.
Right, yeah, that is him.
You know that's not Vigo's voice though in Ghostbusters 2, right?
It's dubbed.
Yep, by Max von Sydow.
Oh shit, you're right.
Max Fun's
Yeah, Cito.
Cito, I think, or sorry.
Max von Sydow, I think it is. Yeah.
Um,
Another thing too, I love the. I like more. I like how in the second movie, you get more of like the romance between Annie Potts and Rick Moranis. You have more of the romance between Bill Murray and Sigourney Weaver. You got more of it more in
What's
that
the egregious
story.
deal?
Oh yeah, and Kenny's right. I do miss Max von Sydow.
Kenny's like, no, Die Hard and Ghostbusters are not in the same universe, so I'll eat that.
Well, they keep having the same actors in similar roles.
William
Wow.
Atherton, Reginald Vell Johnson,
Yeah. He's
Vigo.
That's how he came
Yeah,
back as
hell.
Vigo.
Yeah, or
He
he's a
got an
relative.
alligator
He's a
trap.
relative. It's a.
Slime at the
And
bottom.
I love the addition of Peter McNichol
It's Janusz.
as Giannis.
What's that?
Yeah. I like his accent.
No, I know.
Mhm.
He has it's like a really over the top accent. I thought he was just very entertaining. And
Yeah.
I enjoy him in a lot of other movies too. The Beat, Mr. Bean,
Oh, but
He was-
I would.
Yes.
and he was also
How is
in
it to be?
Yeah, he was
He was
Anne's
also-
Family Values.
Addams Family Values. Yeah, he was one of the campers.
Yeah.
I always remember him in that too. But I will say, Ghostbusters 2, granted, not as good as the first one, but I still think this one has a lot going for it because you have a lot of really great scenes in this, just like you do in the first one. Like, I know, like the Statue of Liberty scene, I really enjoy, and the other thing I really enjoyed too is
COVID.
we also brought up before this as well is the train tunnel, the tunnel train scene.
Spider-Man show coming soon. Thank you for that. Plug, Kenny.
I love that. I thought it was really, I thought that was really dark too. I think that
Oh,
was
the tunnel
probably,
scene, yeah.
that was probably one of my favorite. That was probably my favorite dark moment in the movie is the ghost in the train,
Minority
in
Report.
the train tunnel. And I really like the slime in the second film. And I think the second one just has good special effects as the first movie does. Um, and still also you also have the great dynamic between all these characters still. Like Bill Murray's still on his A game, and Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis, Rick Moranis. I mean, you still have all these great characters all together, still having this great dynamic with each other.
Hmm.
I still think it is a very cleverly written script. I still think Harold Ramis and Dan Aykroyd still came up with a really good script. Yeah, I was about to say Wesley. I couldn't think of his name, but Wilhelm
Yeah.
Wilhelm von Homburg. Yeah.
Mhm. All right, bye, Julie. See you later.
See you later, Julie.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by.
Well, yeah, Kenny. That was my point. Like I losing my voice. I love the slime in Ghostbusters too, and Ghostbusters 2, I understand that like it's not really liked by many people. It's very divided, but I don't really see where the divisive thing comes from because I don't really know what people don't like about this movie, other than from like a few minor nitpicks. But
They don't like the baby.
I think it's because the first movie is held so high.
Yeah, that's it.
Wait, and another thing too, I know a lot of people don't like Vigo as a villain, but I happen to really enjoy Vigo. And that painting scene is really freaking cool.
Mhm.
Hey, I just have to stop. Hey, Wes, you are incorrect, by the way. Max von Sydow did voice Vigo.
Oh, boom! Fact check.
Wilhelm von Homburg.
He played Vigo. He did not voice him.
It does sound dubbed when you see it, so it's like, yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I was like, I know my trivia. I do my research. I know
Damn. Dan's like, I know more shit than you.
Well, Wes was half right. He says physical character.
well, I said he did the voice.
Yeah.
And also too, I am with Rob on this point. I really wish we would have gotten more with Rick Moranis being a Ghostbuster.
Yeah.
I really wish we would have got to explore that storyline more. Because I would have loved to have seen what Rick Moranis would have done.
Maybe if they did Ghostbusters 3 back in
He would
1990.
provide a lot of comedy, like a lot more.
If they did Ghostbusters 3 before he retired, maybe he would.
You figure if Ghostbusters 3 probably would have been like what 94,
Yeah,
give or take.
Yeah, I think
Because
we
you
lost
figure
Alex.
because you figure Ghostbusters 2 was 5 years after the first movie. So maybe
I
we
think-
do another 5 years after this movie.
I think we lost Alex.
no, I'm right here.
Alex?
I'm right here.
Kittner.
Getting there.
Lawrence?
Shit, it froze.
Oh, now you're
You're
doing
back.
that. Stop doing that.
I'm not doing anything.
There is a ghost.
Unplug your router.
There's a ghost.
See, I'm still here, guys. I never stopped seeing you. I was like, what the hell?
All we
is
kept
going on?
seeing is this
Yeah.
loading thing on your screen.
It's a
It was
ghost.
on-
That's what I was seeing. That's what I was seeing earlier.
It's a ghost. Okay, so go ahead. Yeah, sorry, we seem to have technical difficulties. Because ghosts. Ghosts.
They don't like
But yeah,
it.
Dan and Rob pretty much hit on a lot of points there about Ghostbusters 2.
Except for the Let's Step Your Liberating.
Get off that. Jesus. God. It's like the monks. It's like,
I feel like, damn, you took that out of my mouth, Rob. I was about to
About
say
the
the monks.
monks?
Yeah.
Okay.
But in this case, when about the Statue of Liberty, I agree with you. But the monks, fuck the monks. But overall, Ghostbusters 2 is a I think it's a very satisfying sequel. I think it's very, very funny. I still think it has genuine laughs like the first movie does. And yeah, I will admit the second movie is definitely more kid friendly than the first one, even though there are darker moments a little bit and here and there in the second movie, but it's definitely more kid friendly. But I still think Ghostbusters 2 has a lot to offer. I still think it has cleverly written jokes. I still think it has great special effects. Has some great scenes in it. I still think you have and getting all the cast back from the first one, all of them. Granted, Ernie Hudson not really in this as much as the first one. But I like that they bring back everybody, Annie Potts, and even and I like the newer additions to the cast, like Peter McNichol, Vigo. Like I think they all did a great job, but I will say, but also like not that good of a soundtrack though as the first one.
Who's Norbert?
Are you talking? Yeah, that's Norbert. Norbert.
Oh no.
No, I don't know
Okay.
who's Norbert. But overall, I think Ghostbusters 2 is very solid. I don't really know much more I can say about Ghostbusters 2. I think it's a fun sequel. So,
all right, Alex, let's go.
This movie is terrible. Not just kidding. No, I like this. I'm with these guys. I don't know why it's hated. Like I get why people don't like it as much as first one. It's not as good as first one, but treat it like it's trash. I'm like, God.
Yeah, people treat it like it's like one of the worst sequels ever.
People treat it like it's Caddyshack 2 or something. Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the first one I saw, so it's like, oh, I definitely have more nostalgia with this one. Like you guys said, like the pink slime, that was creepy, especially the bathtub scene. It's like the Blob. It's like it comes alive like that. Like it's got a mouth, it's trying to kill them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like you guys said, like the returning characters, they all still do good. Everybody, like the returning cast. And Peter McNichol is really funny as Janusz. I just want to know that everything you do is bad. I just want you to know that.
And why are you came?
Yeah.
And why are you came?
Yeah.
Right thing. I don't understand this. Every time I ask you if you want to do
No photography.
Well, I have a bad breath or something. Well, I just give you a rain check.
Like, like you guys mentioned about the issues, like you mentioned like how Winston is not in court. I don't know. That doesn't make sense because he's part of what happened in the end of the first movie. So shouldn't he be in the court as well?
Here's the thing.
No.
Here's
The court scene was done after they drilled the holes.
Here's the thing. If you follow the movie, the three Egon, Venkman, and Stantz are on the street, and they are all arrested. All of a sudden, in the courtroom, Winston is there talking to them, and then he's gone and not in the rest of the scene. That's what doesn't make sense.
And like it kind of like makes his character I don't want to say useless, but like underused because that's the moment. The courtroom scene is the moment where they all put the proton packs on again, and Winston's not there.
And he's not there.
Right.
Why?
And he was there, and then he disappeared. That's what's
it's like we don't need Winston. Bullshit.
And the way
he saved your life.
He's like, no offense, guys, but I got to get my own lawyer. It's like, why are you not supporting your guys you
friends?
Work?
Yeah.
He had to get his own. He disappeared. He had to get his own.
He didn't want Lewis because Lewis was a shitty lawyer.
But he's a funny one too.
It's still out of character for him to do that.
Yeah, that is. I remember.
I don't know. Is it though? Because in the first movie when he's in the jail, he's like, I wasn't even working with these guys.
Oh, that's true. He's
just trying to get out of jail.
Right. So he apparently he hates going to jail. That's where he cuts the ties with his friends.
He's a narc. He's a narc. That's what he is.
But yeah, like that didn't make sense. Here's the thing. One issue I have with the story. The one issue is like how they got sued. What happened with the first movie? But like how? Like everybody knows there's ghosts. Like didn't they like the Stave Puft Marshmallow? Like that wasn't a hoax. Like that actually happened.
The mayor okayed them to do their thing, but there's still destruction. Someone has to pay for it.
Yeah, but they're saying like, oh, they're everyone thinks they're frauds.
That's true.
Well,
some people did.
But that's in real life too. Like with this, the perfect example of this virus. Like, there's people out there who are
Yeah.
skeptical. And
Yeah, but like
it's
if,
not really-
if there was a Stay Puft Marshmallow running around in New York, how would they?
Listen, if you think about it, though, in the first movie, the only thing that everyone saw as far as ghost related, I'm talking like where it would be like a mass thing would be Stay Puft. And once they took him out, he went down in marshmallow. So people could have just been like, "Oh, someone built a marshmallow creature."
Or like,
But the
yeah,
thing
it
is,
was
like,
like a
ghosts
stage act or something.
and these movies are not invisible. People can see them. Like they appear in the streets or they attack people. It's
What,
like,
the ghosts, you mean?
They
Yeah,
didn't
the
have
ghosts, even
cell phones.
No, right. But what I'm saying is that would be more of like on an individual basis. Like, let's say a ghost flew by a taxi, maybe only 10 people would see it. So people would be skeptical.
It would have made more sense, like that whole story, if only the Ghostbusters can see the ghost and not anyone else.
Well, that would have been retarded.
I know, but saying, you know what?
And no one
know
had
what I
cell
mean.
phones back then. No one's pulling out their phones, being like, "Oh, it's on camera."
Yeah, it's
That's
the
it. They needed
reboot.
cell phones. That's all.
Yeah, they
And
think the
yeah,
reboot.
Jason Reitman makes a cameo in this one as the
He does, yeah.
shithead kid. Yeah. My dad says you guys are full of crap.
But
That's
that
why you
little
ran out of
shithead kid
business.
would
Wait,
later
hold
make
on,
a good
business.
movie. But that shithead kid would later make a good movie, which we'll get to.
Right,
I like how they talk about He-Man.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
He-Man
I
was
love
big,
He-Man.
right? Like,
Yeah.
I loved He-Man, so
mhm. That was funny. Like the birthday party scene.
Yeah.
But like, come on, like, there's a Ghostbusters. You have the real Ghostbusters in your birthday party, but all you care about is He-Man. You fucking what he's called him? Yuppie larva? Yeah. Right?
Yeah, that little
Yeah.
yuppie larva.
Yeah. Nerve herder. All these like made up words insult people.
oh, that's the mayor. I want to talk to him and give him a kiss. I want to say hello and give him a kiss.
but like other than those issues, like I didn't really have any other issues. Like, oh, look, the movie's still creepy. Like, it still has the horror element. It's still funny. It has a lot of funny parts to it, and like, I know you guys say like the Statue of Liberty scene makes no sense, but I don't care. Visually it looks cool.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
It's a cool idea, but
That was my favorite part as a kid watching it. That scene. Because like the Statue of Liberty, like it's walking. It even crushes a car though, which I thought was funny. Sorry.
I want to explain something to you. You do realize that they were driving it with the joystick, right? It wasn't.
NES Advantage.
That's
NES Advantage.
and in the I guess in the 80s.
That's why Ray says sorry, my fault when he steps on the car.
Yeah, I guess if you just connect Pink Slime with the Nintendo controls, it works. 80s.
My mistake. The slime doesn't make it a sentient being; it just makes it a video game.
Yeah. And then you did get a video game eventually, with the Ghostbusters video game. Yeah. And dude, like another creepy scene. I don't know if you guys mentioned it. Every time like, Janusz would like show his evil side, like with the headlights, and he was like the freaking nanny from hell and kidnapped.
Can I have the woman?
Oscar? Yeah. Oh yeah, he makes a deal with Vigo. Yeah.
If you make them the baby,
You'll be the mother.
yes,
of
my
Vigo.
lord.
He just wants
He
Dana.
wants to get laid again.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's all these
Exactly.
movies are.
It's all these. That's what all these movies is about. It's like guys trying to get laid, and there's ghosts.
And it all started with Bill Murray.
And there's
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? One thing I didn't mention about the first movie, you guys said the special effects all hold up. They do, except for one was the stop motion effect when the
Pterodon.
dog. Yeah, that's it. That's the only special effect that doesn't hold up. Everything else does.
All stop motion doesn't really hold up anymore.
I
really.
know, but that's the only thing.
Yeah,
It's
I-
cool
I-
because
I agree.
it's old school, but it doesn't hold up. But that, whatever. That's what it is. Every time I see one of those kind of effects in the 80s movies, I always think of a Tim Burton movie. That's
Yeah,
what I
but
think
when you
about.
see some of those stop motions from like the old Harryhauser times where he
They're cool.
made,
I like them.
Beastmaster and all that stuff,
Yeah.
like those are cool.
Like Clash of Titans.
Yeah.
Like I like them, they're cool, but like they don't hold up, but whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ghostbusters 2, I've always liked it. It's good. It's a good sequel.
Yeah,
good.
that ghost work that
good.
steals the baby. That's reminiscent of Wizard of Oz.
That's the scariest part for me.
When the Oscar's in the ledge.
No, and all of a sudden
Janos comes down.
the stroller is coming from the distance. You can kind of see it in the music.
You just hear.
And then his arm goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My hair.
Was he
rate-
Freddy? He's fucking Freddy.
Yeah, he's Freddy.
Yeah, Freddy's dead.
nice.
The child.
I do like the one thing about the story I do really like is how the relationship between Peter and Dana didn't work out. They split up, but then he tried to win her back because he had a chance to have a kid with her, but she had a kid with some other guy. Who's this guy? We never know who it is.
Well, that's all fine, but we still don't know. You know, the reason she gave one reason, she's like, when you started introducing me as your old ball and chain is when, like, there still seems like there's stuff missing that we don't know. Like,
well, she says really, like she wanted to. Every time she brought up, possibly getting married to him, he just didn't want it. Like he wasn't.
Right.
Yeah, but like I felt like they could have done maybe just a little bit more.
But you can sense that he had regrets, like doing that. You know.
Yeah, I think he realized he messed up.
Yeah.
In the movie.
I'm a man. I need to be desired.
When he came back, he's like, "Hello, Peter. Hello, Dana." The way he says it. Like, I'm sorry, Dana. He pulled my ears.
Yeah.
He said, "Don't tell Beckman," but he had to come in. But yeah, I mean, I like this one. This is good. This is a good sequel. It doesn't deserve the hate.
No.
It gets to this day.
Not at all.
Again, not as good as the first one. Not on the same level, but it's still an entertaining sequel.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have anything to add to? Oh, you know what? Another part I always thought was super creepy was when the freaking fur coat comes alive, a bunch of freaking with the slime. Like that was creepy out. Yeah.
Oh, I'll mention real quick the scene. To this day I've never understood what the hell is happening in the scene. Alex, you wanted me to wait to talk about this. It's
go ahead. Yeah,
it's during the montage when they're in that jewelry store or glass shop and they have all the traps like up on these pedestals and like all these lasers go on and then like everything crashes and they're all like, "Uh-oh." I'm like, what's happening in this scene? You didn't even see a ghost.
One scene that doesn't.
The montage like at the night, like with all the ghosts are coming alive.
Yeah.
No. This is right after when after the court and he's like, "We're the only Ghostbusters," and all of a sudden it's like a montage during that.
They're catching the ghost. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they're in some shop. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
I don't remember. I don't remember that part, to be honest.
They're like it's like a real quick shot. Like they're in this like jewelry shop and they have all these traps on these like tripods, and all of a sudden you see these green lasers go like choo, choo, through the thing, and then like things break, and they're like, "Oh, we broke something." But it's like, what were they doing? Like you don't see a ghost or anything.
One show off the special effects.
One ghost.
Honestly, I do not remember that part.
One ghost thing that does not make sense is the Titanic. I don't understand
why. Better late than never.
The Titanic boat is not a ghost. Like the Titanic boat was like there.
The boat is a ghost.
The boat was there, and the ghosts were coming out of the boat. It's like, I can see the ghosts coming from the water or something.
Well, if the Statue of Liberty can come alive, so
I think they slimed the Titanic. That's how it happened.
Better late than never. Shut up.
1986.
Do we really need to move on to the next movie? Do we?
Yeah. You guys agreed. Okay, we talked. Remember when I was over there with you guys? We talked about how I want to do a Ghostbusters show, and then we said like, do we cover the remake or not? And you're like, yeah. We all agreed. We agree. We're gonna fucking cover the damn remake. We could just talk about it for like 5 minutes and then move on, if that's what you want.
Well, let's
stats.
Yeah, let's. Oh yeah, sorry. Ghostbusters 2. Okay, so budget was roughly 37 million. So, or excuse me, yes,
37.
37 million. So slightly over Ghostbusters 1.
Jeez, right on.
No. Domestically, it did 112 million, so that's still a nice chunk. But internationally, it doubled from Ghostbusters 1. It did 102 million, Worldwide, it did 215 million, so it did about 85 million less than Ghostbusters 1. Rotten Tomatoes, 53% is the critic score, 61% for audience. So audiences do stand up for it a little bit more. IMDb 6.6. That's low.
That's pretty low for Ghostbusters.
All that stuff.
2.
Yeah. God, like really, like.
I mean, honestly, though, like for all the hate Ghostbusters 2 gets, for it to have like a 6.6 on IMDb, I mean, I think that kind of even though I disagree with that, I think it does show that some people do
like it.
Yeah.
There are a lot of fans for it, but it's still like there are also like a lot of people who hate it. It's split, like I said, it was divided. Either you love it or you like it or you don't like it. There's no like middle ground. No one says I never heard anyone say it's okay. Everyone says like, I hate it or I really like it. So yeah,
Well,
that was
well,
Ghostbusters
yeah.
3. So they tried making Ghostbusters 3 for the longest time. Harold Ramis and Dan Aykroyd wrote like what? I don't know how many drafts. So many.
Yeah.
In the 90s, in the 2000s.
The video game
They
came
had
out.
a video game. That's kind of like, I guess that is Ghostbusters 3, like for real, because it's the original
That's what
guys.
people say. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
They're the
original guys.
unofficial Ghostbusters 3.
Because Harold Ramis was in it, so.
Yeah, all four of them were in it.
Yep.
And like I remember, like 2008, 2009, like around when the video game came out, like they had a script from the Office writers. Like they wrote the guys who wrote Year One. The Harold Ramis movie. Like they had a script, and I thought that was gonna be like the Ghostbusters 3, like that's gonna move forward and everything. Then Aykroyd kept saying like, "Oh yeah, we got a script. Everybody's coming
Bill
back."
Murray didn't want to.
Yeah, that was
Murray
all
the one
on
that-
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray said like, you know.
He was in some kind of mood back then.
Yeah, he's a grumpy old man. So that didn't happen.
I hear that he's an asshole in real life, though.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Also,
like
because he had the falling out with Harold Ramis
On
after
Groundhog Day.
Day. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, for like
And-
15 years or something.
And
They
then
didn't
2014, Harold Ramis passed away, so that kind of killed like
Yeah.
possible chance for like a Ghostbusters 3 with all four guys as a main cast. Like, that's not gonna
Sad
happen.
that it takes someone to die for you to be like, oh.
I know. Sometimes you know what? That's kind of life is, man. Sometimes it just takes someone to die just to realize,
Yeah,
oh
and
shoot, like
Bill
why?
Murray has had the reputation of being a dickhead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Look what he did on Charlie's Angels.
yeah, have you heard the story? Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
right, we don't need to get into that movie.
Made fun of Lucy Liu.
Yeah, I know.
I think we saw it in the
so
theater.
Yeah.
He headbutted McGee and
allegedly. So yeah, so Harold Ramis passed away. So Sony decided not to do Ghostbusters 3. If you know about the Sony leaks and shit, so they decided to do a reboot, directed by Paul Feig, who did Bridesmaids, The Heat, and Spy, all big hits with Melissa
Which
McCarthy.
are all better films.
I'll start this one first. Okay, just a disclosure. Just because someone doesn't like this movie doesn't mean they're misogynistic. Doesn't mean they're sexist. Doesn't mean they hate women. You know, people have legit criticism against this movie, which a lot. I do agree.
It isn't going to matter if you say that or not. People are going to.
But yeah, it's like you have to say that. It's like a disclaimer. Please do not get offended for the following opinions that are about to be said. Okay, I know it's a very 2016 talking point, but that was 2016. Yeah, a lot of crazy shit happened in that year. So yeah, I was like, before this movie came out, I was with you guys like, yeah, I was against this movie. I didn't want this movie. It's pointless to remake Ghostbusters. It is. Like, why? Like, you're remaking a classic. You know you're not gonna be in the level of the original. But with all the controversy and the backlash and all the negative stuff that was happening before the movie came out, like I didn't see this movie in theaters. Like I waited. Like I legit was serious when I said I probably won't ever watch this. Because I was so tired of the fucking controversy. It was exhausting. And then like when I finally saw it, like okay, I was like okay, just leave any expectations out the door. Just watch it for what it is. I saw it, and I thought it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I did find some parts funny, few little things I liked, but not enough. Like the story wasn't good, not enough to make the movie good. But again, I don't think like it deserves criticism, but I don't think it's as bad as you guys and so many people make it out to be. Like I liked some funny parts with Leslie Jones and Kristen Wiig. I thought those two had the actual like funny lines here and there. Um, I liked some of the like the changes with the proton pack, like the whole like fucking it was like it's kind of like a glove, like where they punch ghosts. Like I little things like okay, that was kind of
You
interesting.
like the power of glove?
Yeah. And then, I like the power glove here much better than Freddy's Dead. I can see Thomas just like going like he's miserable, like oh my god. And I know Dan, you told me this in person about like how like you said watch the movie again, like just like about the men in the movie. I saw
Right.
the movie again. I saw the extended version this time because I only seen the theatrical version. I see where you're coming from, but at the same time, I don't think every single male character is dumb or is portrayed dumb. I don't.
Really?
Not every single one. A lot of them are, but I don't think like Andy Garcia's character. I don't think he's dumb.
Oh, what?
Here.
Come on.
Name what
Not
you
him.
name
Andy
one that's
Gar-
not
no,
dumb.
listen. Okay, well, it's your opinion,
Him,
obviously. but-
him, like the agents. Yeah, but not
They're
the
dumb.
mayor.
He's dumb.
Charles Dance. I don't think that character's dumb. I mean, he's a jerk, but he's not dumb.
What-
Oh, he's just too serious. I don't know. Yeah, but not everybody. Like the food delivery guy. I don't.
He's dumb.
Just because he won't give the fucking wontons or whatever.
Listen. If I to go into a little bit more detail, when I say
Okay.
dumb, I mean made to be lesser than the female characters. That's what I mean.
I don't think
Like,
the mayor. Is, I don't think any.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's wrong. What do you mean? He's
He's in
wrong. So he's not right.
like, but he does. But they even say like, oh, like it's not that they don't believe there's ghosts. They don't want them to take care of the situation. They want the government to take care of the situation.
Right, but he's looked at as a negative character because he's not a positive character. He's a negative character. He's an
Well, you-
antagonist.
And
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
But
yeah. It is.
well, I don't see that as like every single male character is portrayed as,
Name a protagonist male character
I
in that movie.
I just asked you like like they're all portrayed as either dumb
and
or
uh-huh.
weak or.
What about there was the older character. I don't remember his name because he was just a minor character. The one that told him, the one that told Kristen Wiig's character about what happened in the.
Oh, you're talking about the old man. Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't dumb.
Now you're picking straws here. Now you're like, oh, that guy.
Yeah,
that
but
had
you said, hold on, I'm picking what you told me that every single male character.
Okay, well,
Well,
listen,
how about
listen.
99%? That's pretty
Yeah,
much
like
all of them.
yeah. When I mean majority, okay, and I mean like major majority.
I feel like if you remove the Chris Hemsworth character out of the movie, I don't feel maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like that criticism probably wouldn't exist because he's the worst example. He's probably the best example you got about like the male character.
Yeah,
They made him the dumbest.
Possibly.
They made him the
Yeah,
dumbest, but
Yeah, I didn't like that because like it's unrealistic dumb. Like it makes no sense. Like
Yeah.
something makes a loud noise and he covers his eyes. Like that makes what? How is he not dead? Like how has he been living how many years of his life without? Oh, it makes no sense. It's just like they went too far with that.
Yeah. They're trying to be funny for no reason.
Trying too hard.
it almost sounds like you're defending this movie.
I'm defending some parts, not everything. Like I said, I didn't think the story was very good. There's nothing about the story itself or even like the villain and all that stuff that really like got me. Like it was weak. The story was weak, obviously.
Well, don't get me started on the villain.
The story,
God
yeah.
almighty.
And I did see the.
Oh, you mean
I
you mean the guy who was bullied his whole life?
like
Yeah.
Dan. You told me about the extended version. Like there was that scene with the lady in the hotel. Like I never seen that scene ever until I saw the
That
extended
scene
version.
was so
I was
damn
like,
stupid.
what? Like,
A ghost appears on her shoulder. Come
I
on.
see why they cut that out originally.
I don't know if I've seen the extended because
This ghost appears
But
on
that
this
scene
woman's
wasn't in the
shoulder,
extended version. Yeah.
and it looks like something from Pokemon. It appears on her shoulder, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you do have a rash. I'll bring up some cream." It's like, what the fuck? What a dumb
you can tell we don't
man.
like it because
Come on.
we're not even
I
being
know.
funny. We can't even laugh at it.
This
No, but,
movie
like,
makes me mad.
No, I like. Wow, damn, dude. No, when I say there's funny, I think like some parts like here and there were funny. Like the when they're trying to rent the fireplace, the firehouse place, and then the lady tells Kristen Wiig how much is gonna be monthly rent. When she says like I forgot that it was like 21,000. It's like in the theatrical version, she's like, "You can go to hell." Like I can't do it as good as her. Or like in the extended version, she says, "Fuck you." I thought that was funny. That part was funny to me at least.
Well, because
Or was
she used the F word.
Oh, well, the way she says it is funny.
All these women in this movie are funnier doing other things, but
I agree with that. But
it does not. It's not when they come together for this movie. The reason why it don't work, in my opinion, is because of what they're trying to do. They're trying to make this a Ghostbusters movie and bringing them together that way. When they do SNL skits or whatever, like they're.
A lot of times it does feel like SNL skits because they're just improvising.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're just improvising, and it's like they go on for too long. Like they're talking about like they're telling the cop like, "Oh, but what happened to Bill Murray's character? That's not Pierre Venkman." It's like Ghost, like like in the movie Ghost, and then like Patrick Swayze. Oh, you mean like Roadhouse? Like, oh yeah, I love Roadhouse. Like, why are you talking about fucking Roadhouse? Like that shit, like improvising, like, oh, like that's.
I saw this in the theater.
This era of like comedy where they just like go on and on and on and on and on and on with the scene just goes nowhere.
You know what also didn't make sense in this movie?
It's the Judd Apatow era of comedy.
Speaking of like cameos and all that stuff, you know what didn't make sense in this movie?
The original cast cameos.
The Ozzy Osbourne cameo.
Yeah, that was out of nowhere.
Look, they brought back.
I gotta agree with Kenny on this. I'm sorry, Kenny.
About Leslie Jones.
That last comment he made, I agree completely.
Yeah, she is. But you know who else is annoying?
I don't quite.
You know who's annoying more than her though is Kate McKinnon.
I didn't like her character.
Like when she's like, boom, like she does stupid stuff in this. Like
she doesn't talk like a real person.
Yeah, like are you talking about the scene where Melissa McCarthy was saying about Kristen Wiig has got enough stuff stuck up her butt or something?
Yeah. And she's like, "Bah!" She goes, "Bah!" or something like that. Like, what? She's stupid in this movie. Like, this was a slap in the face. Bringing the old Ghostbusters back to play new roles. It's like, why did you even do that? Why not bring them back to play Ray Stantz or Peter Venkman? Why not do that?
Because it's
I'm so
but when they do that, it's annoying.
Then this movie would be in the continuity,
right? But to me, that would have worked. In my opinion, it would have worked better than just giving them different roles to begin with. It would have been better that way if they wanted to like do the pass the torch instead of making a remake. It's stupid. Don't make no sense.
When they do a remake, it's annoying when they bring original cast members just to play a different role. Like what?
Yeah,
that's just distracting. It's just distracting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
like I said, I didn't think. Oh, I didn't think the movie's that bad. It's not good. It is.
It is that bad.
I don't think it is. Yeah. I laughed at some parts, like when Leslie Jones is walking around, like when she's walking around, like when they separate, when they're at the rock concert and they're like, I guess the basement part. She's like, if two little twin girls show up like in The Shining, I'm gonna get the hell out of here. Like I thought the way she says it, I thought it was funny.
You know, my face looked like if I saw someone got stabbed across the street and murdered. Like that's what my face was the whole time. It was disgusting.
All right, but yeah, I thought the movie was just there. It had some funny parts, but not enough. And the story was weak, and the villain was weak. And it's not necessary. And it wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary to remake them.
Yelling like the stereotype.
Because she happens to be the only person that works at a subway.
Robert.
I don't know if
go
this
ahead.
was a race thing or a lady thing,
I don't
but
like
I'm
that.
mad as hell.
I don't like that
Those
part.
are the two
That's all.
things you had to bring up. It's either about race or ladies. See,
Well, it wasn't lady because like they didn't drop Melissa McCarthy in the crowd.
Well,
You know,
there, the
it's like
line
they
don't make
it's
sense.
like, it's like they implied
it
that
doesn't,
men
no.
were holding her up and men are the one who dropped her. Like, is it
So it was
because
a race. It was a race
I'm
thing.
a lady?
You know what? You know what?
Stupid.
In a nutshell, it's like everyone complained about this being like, oh, misogynist and like, oh, against women. It's like, really, it's like this movie. The movie was made before all that came out, and the movie had more negative against men, I feel, than
Were you
that.
offended as a man?
Like, what I'm saying is when the movie was made, no one knew there was going to be a backlash against women. So the movie made the first attempt to make men look stupid before it was even known about the whole like women thing.
Well, they're mad because this movie didn't.
I don't know. Like, here's the thing, though. I remember when it was announced, and then Paul Feig said like all the cast members, it was gonna be this Kristen Wiig, Miss McCarthy, which people already knew that was gonna happen because when Paul Feig got the job to direct, like they knew, okay, he's probably gonna put Melissa McCarthy and Kristen Wiig and other, because he's always working with women, so it was expected of him, you know.
Well, I've lost my respect for Paul Feig after what he called people who didn't like it. Like didn't like his movie. It's like you can't take criticism. Like your movie sucks. That's it. It's not about women. It's not about men. It's because your movie sucks. It sucks. That's it. That's all you have to know. You know. But he's like, oh, you know, none of these people can get out. These little boys can't get out of their basement or their mom's.
Yeah, it's not
basement,
good to generalize people,
and they grew up with
like that.
religion, so they don't like nothing.
And it's
different.
and Leslie Jones took shots at people.
Oh yeah,
too, so.
yeah. Even Melissa McCarthy said the same thing. She says, "I don't know what's with these people
Yeah.
who can't move on." It's like we can't move on when you put up garbage.
It kind of reminds me of what remember how you were saying like all those guys are like taking jabs at people, and you know, it kind of reminded me of a few years after this. It kind of reminded me of when Elizabeth Banks went on that rant about like how men didn't go see Charlie's Angels.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And it's like, no, people didn't go see it because it sucked.
Well, women didn't see it either because
because
saw it because nobody saw it.
Yeah, but you should see all the women that say that this movie sucks. There's a lot of women that say it. So what does that mean?
It's not a woman.
It's not like men are.
It's not a lady thing. It's not a lady thing then. But yeah.
No, again, Leslie Jones and all them had a job. They did their job. And they received criticism. If you can't take the criticism, then I guess you shouldn't be an actor or an actress. Mm-hmm. That's the thing.
Yeah, and the thing is, yes, like what were there like people against women like complaining about this movie? Yes, there were, but that doesn't mean like you can't lump everyone into that. That's the problem.
I agree.
But this movie this movie also forces that topic to come up, making Chris Hemsworth a dumb guy. He's good looking, but he's dumb. It's like that's a cliche or a stereotype there. They're forcing that. It's not like Janine in the original Ghostbusters. She was a woman, but it's not like she was
an idiot.
Like an idiot, like Chris Hemsworth was. Mm-hmm. So why do that? Is it supposed to be funny? I don't know. Like when he's trying to reach for the phone in the fish tank, like what the hell's that?
Right.
Like, that's bad writing. What that is.
I honestly think Chris Hemsworth's character, they made him too stupid.
And Roman, don't get me started. Like, okay, he was bullied, so he's a genius. He has this idea. Let's break the barrier and charge the lines, and then create all these machines to what? To bring all the ghosts. Like, I just don't understand. Like, he wants to cleanse the world. It's like,
Alex, were you done talking about it?
Yeah, I'm done. Okay.
I'm just gonna go real quick. I'm just gonna say this. I like Kristen Wiig. I like Kate McKinnon. Melissa McCarthy. She's hit or miss, but generally I like her. Mm-hmm. I don't like this movie. The special effects were terrible. I didn't like how it looked cartoony. The improv and the ongoing everything that you've already talked about just went on too long. It was like there was no script. And Paul Feig is really generally who I blame the most. And I get nothing against the guy, but I feel like he you know, he had all these women around him, and I just feel like he was like, oh yeah, it'd be funny if like we made this guy stupid and this guy like, oh yeah, the mayor, he's dumb and whatever. I know that's not the main thing. The main thing is the movie, the plot was just terrible. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay,
It wasn't fun. You didn't find it funny. Yeah.
I'm gonna go fast too, just really quick. This movie had bad writing. I do like Kate McKinnon and other things like the skits, like when she played Hillary Clinton. That was fantastic. Like I love that stuff. Like Kristen Wiig, I do like, but in this movie, they just played bad parts. The writing for them was bad. I know there was a lot of improv, but it just didn't work. It didn't work with the slapstick kind of comedy. It should be like subtle comedy. It just didn't seem like a Ghostbusters film. But the fact that they shove all this stuff in your face, the Ecto one looked like garbage. The proton
I didn't mind
packs.
that.
I'm sorry, Alex. The proton packs look stupid. Like it looked like something from an alien ship. I mean, the fact that you look on the back and it's got that, come on now.
The one thing though, the one thing though, like that doesn't make sense. Like they kill ghosts. That's what? they kill them.
Yeah, that's you vaporize a ghost by punching him, but you don't really kill them. They're
ghost.
They're dead.
They're already dead. Yeah.
Anyway, like the music, they redid the music, the Ghostbusters theme again in
Missy
this,
Elliott.
and that's retarded.
It's about like the Fall Out Boy Missy Elliott song, rap song.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
I think it was by what was that?
Or the one in the end credits.
It's not Maroon 5, but it's one where it's like I'm not afraid, not afraid.
Fall Out Boy.
Okay, Fall Out Boy. They did.
And it was Missy Elliott. Yeah, Missy Elliott.
Whatever. Garbage. So all in all, like I don't think this movie was funny at all. I did not laugh. I was more mad about it than anything because the fact that they tried to they tried too hard with stuff and they just threw stuff in your face.
And it's all this agenda bullshit.
Agenda bullshit. Exactly. If we didn't have that, then maybe people would have maybe appreciated the attempt. I just think that there was too much. I don't want to say political. It's just there's too much of that agenda stuff going on. But all in all, like I don't think. I just don't think they did a good job with executing this movie. I don't think it should have been done in the first place. If anything, do a pass the torch thing. Don't do a remake. Do a pass the torch. I think that would work better. Because they were talking about all this Ghost Core stuff. Okay, do the Ghost Core then. Don't remake it.
The one part
That's
though.
all I have to say.
There's one part like I thought for real. Like this is one part like I thought was really funny when Kristen Wiig is talking to the mayor, and she's trying to convince him like do something about this. Like the apocalypse is gonna happen. Like this like it's gonna happen, and then like they hear a noise. It's like loud and
it's
like,
the garbage can.
That's a genuinely funny part. Like whatever.
Listen, I'm not going to say that there were no times where I chuckled, but that doesn't save the movie.
I'm just saying, like, there's something in there.
Definitely didn't, but there was like the whole wonton soup thing. Come on, move on.
I agree.
How many times did she say that? There's like 3 or 4 times she said it. Come on now, like
she didn't get enough wontons.
Because she's fat.
And the first joke the first joke in the whole movie is a queef joke. Okay, like.
Yeah,
in a Ghostbusters movie, a queef.
I don't even remember that.
You blocked
just
it
so
out.
You know, I got at most 30 minutes. So I just want to throw that out there.
Most 30 minutes. What?
Before I need to go. So
I'm done.
Okay. All right, go ahead, Thomas.
I'm just saying, like, if we want to make sure to cover the next.
I'm
movie.
done.
Go ahead, Thomas.
I'm about to say, like, only 30 minutes into the remake of Ghostbusters, I can't say I fucking blame you. But anyway, yeah, I'm pretty much with Dan and Rob on this one.
Go ahead, rant like it's 2016.
I didn't find one thing funny. Like, I like some of these actresses. I like Kristen Wiig in Bridesmaids and things like that. I like Melissa McCarthy in Bridesmaids. I still think Bridesmaids is her best performance.
Bridesmaids is great.
Yeah, that's a funny movie.
I liked her in The Heat. I liked her in Spy. She's always hit or miss though with things like Tammy or The Boss or this
When-
kind of movie.
When her husband directs movies, it's bad.
Yeah, her husband's got to stop directing her in shitty movies
Yeah.
because. But I digress. One thing you guys did not touch on that I also didn't find funny was the whole Exorcist skit
Yeah.
when her
Oh,
when
when
hell no! Hell no!
I didn't find Leslie Jones
I was going to be
funny.
a Ghostbuster. All right.
I found Kate McKinnon the most annoying character in the movie, and I liked her in certain skits on SNL. Like I thought she did a really good job on the Jeopardy skit doing a Justin Bieber impression. I thought she was really good on SNL as that in that skit.
She
The
plays
skit that
such
she has-
weird roles.
The skit that she has in SNL when she's playing like in sort of like an alien with Ryan Gosling was a guest star. I thought she was funny in that. But here, maybe because of the way she was written, or
She's not really great in movies.
no, it seems like every movie she's in. Like
Weird in that movie,
didn't
Love
care-
Night, too.
I didn't care for Office Christmas Party. I didn't care for The Spy Who Dumped Me. I didn't care for this. Like maybe she should just stick to SNL and TV and not movies.
She's good in
That's fine.
skits. That's it. I mean, she's good there.
She's good in what?
She's good in skits. She's very good.
Yeah.
Skits, yeah. I will say Kate McKinnon is funnier than Leslie Jones. I will say I never been a big Leslie Jones person. I don't really care for her nowadays doing Supermarket Sweep. I know that.
Really, sorry to interrupt you. There is one part that I chuckled. In the part
Okay.
when they're in the subway and she goes to Kristen Wiig, she's like, "Do you know your iron level?" And she's like, "No." And she's like, "Oh, it's fine." Like I thought that part was good. Like
I don't even
when-
remember that part. I don't remember.
But yeah, I thought the special effects were shit. I thought the cast was shit. I think Paul Feig did a piss poor job directing and also writing the movie.
Yeah, he co-wrote the movie. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, well, I think he did a shitty job of doing that. Lost respect for him just tremendously after what he said about people about not liking the movie, and I thought the villain was shit. I just think they made all the male characters too stupid, too much of an asshole, or too much of this. And it's just like it was just the stupid agenda bullshit of like women are more powerful and fuck men and all this other bull fucking shit. All this motherfucking bullshit.
Damn, Thomas is angry. Thomas is still angry after 5 years.
Yeah, I still haven't gotten over my fucking rant that I did called Ball Busters.
Oh, wow.
Ugh.
You remember that old video back on
Yeah, I
my old
remember
channel?
that.
I
Yeah.
lost
Yeah.
fucking mine in that video.
Mhm.
Yeah, the reason why I didn't say much until now, Kenny, is because I like to let these guys air out their things first before I
Oh,
chime
Thomas
in.
is getting.
We're
You're
angry
getting-
people.
you're angry. You were getting angry when I was saying some positive things like "fuck
We're angry,
you."
ramping up. We're angry
I
people.
wanna be
I saw
like,
the red in your face.
I want to be like Homer Simpson in The Simpsons, and you're like, Bart, I'm going to choke you through the screen.
Yeah, why you little? How dare you say positive things about Ghostbusters?
But yeah, I thought the cameos were awful. Like Bill Murray looked miserable as
They
fuck.
were.
Bill Murray looked miserable as fuck, and he didn't look like he gave a fuck either. Dan Aykroyd, pointless cameo.
They were all the old cameos were pointless.
Sigourney fucking Weaver's cameo as Kate McKinnon's mother, and she says that something about
Safety lights are for dudes.
safety lights. Yeah, safety lights are for fucking dudes. Like, what the fuck's that supposed to fucking mean?
Why did Dan Aykroyd have to be like, "I ain't afraid of no ghosts"? That was so stupid.
Because he's Dan Aykroyd.
He's a cab driver. He's
Right.
not. He's not Dan. He's not
He's
Ray.
not Ray Stantz. He's just Dan
Stop-
Aykroyd.
Stop putting words in his mouth that Ray would say.
Yeah, fuck
You
this
wouldn't say
movie. I will say, fuck this movie.
And fuck
Fuck the
you.
special effects. Fuck the music. Fuck the villain. Fuck this cast. Fuck this director.
Damn.
Fucking cooter. Fuck this director up this fucking cooter hole. Fuck the moment where they shoot the Ghostbusters logo in the fucking nuts.
He
Fuck this.
had no nuts though.
Fuck this agenda.
Oh, that was a rehash of Stay Puff. So
Yeah.
Fuck saying men are dumb and all this other SJW bull fucking shit. this movie up its fucking asshole.
Damn it.
They can go eat a fucking asshole.
And Thomas is still angry after 5 years.
I would not. I would not pay this film. I would not pay this if this movie was a person. I would not pay them a fucking dollar for them to eat my fucking ass.
I wish I had.
I'm curious on the stats. Like I'm curious on what.
Tom, if I had a doll, I would go like, okay, Thomas, where did this movie touch you badly?
It's kind of like the Family Guy thing when they made fun of Touched by an Angel. So where did the angel touch you? Right here. Oh, come on.
All right.
I always remember that skit.
All right, stats.
So Ghostbusters fake pretty much
Fake.
it did basically Ghostbusters 2 numbers, although the budget was 144 million.
I don't know where all that fucking money went.
Yeah, domestically 128 million, international 100 million. So Ghostbusters 2 actually made more money internationally. Overall 229 million. This is what's bullshit. Rotten Tomatoes 74% for critic score, 49% for audience, which is good. That puts it below the other two movies. And then
even I think 49% for an audience score is too fucking.
Yeah, it's getting a 6.5 though on IMDb. It's barely less
that's
than.
Only
I remember
that's only 0.1 lower than Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah,
I remember it used to be lower.
People are blind.
I remember it used to be lower when it first came out.
I guess they didn't see these two fucking movies and see that like there's genuine heart to them and a genuine laugh. Fuck this fucking remake.
Okay. Okay, Thomas. All right, settle down, boy. Settle down, really, boy. It's over. There's no sequel to Ghostbusters. Fake.
Thank fucking God. I probably would have jumped off the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah. So you're fine. The movie's gone. It can't hurt you no more.
Fuck it.
All right. So there was no sequel to the remake, so we got Ghostbusters Afterlife, aka Ghostbusters 3.
And like we said before, and like I said before, we were talking about Ghostbusters 2. Jason Reitman was play a little shithead kid cameo, and then many years later he would make this.
Yeah, like father, like son. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I said Thomas to go first, so go ahead. Yeah, this is gonna make you feel better, Thomas. Here's your medicine.
Well, yeah, because
here's your medicine. Here. There you go.
Now this right here is the Ghostbusters sequel that I've been waiting for.
Here's your Snickers bar. Feel better? You're not you when you're hungry.
Oh yeah, I feel great.
Give him a crunch.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be spoilers, by the way.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Kenny said he's leaving the chat because he's not seen the movie.
All right, Kenny. Yeah, we're gonna spoil the movie. So.
Yeah, so I would not recommend watching any more of this, Kenny. So when you come back, when you see this movie, come back and watch us later.
Yeah, go watch the movie. It's still in theaters.
Yeah. Now this right here is what a Ghostbusters sequel should have been after many years in the making, not that fucking reboot. So.
What do you think of this one?
First off, you got Jason Reitman, who's the son of Ivan Reitman. I thought.
Yes, we know that.
I think Jason Reitman really did. And when I look at this movie, I really do feel and I see the heart that the first two films had. Because I think this film had the heart, had the characters, it had the likability, and and just like with the first two, this movie went back to the roots of genuine funny humor. Where it had genuine jokes. It was cleverly written. It didn't rely much on slapstick like the reboot, and it just has better characters. Honestly, I would say that the most standout character of the movie is McKenna Grace.
Yeah, she did a great job.
Yes,
I think McKenna Grace is the standout of this.
Phoebe, the granddaughter.
Yeah, Phoebe. I thought she was great. I think she was the standout. I really like Finn Wolfhard. Yeah, as and I really do enjoy Paul Rudd and Carrie Coon.
Two names are kids.
I tell you, unlike that fucking remake, that fucking pissed me off.
Okay. Thomas, calm down.
Yeah, we get it.
It's over.
Don't worry about that anymore.
It's in the past.
Unlike that piece of shit, this movie had emotional moments that made me generally teary-eyed, and it kind of made me go back to like this is the movie that was in spirits of
Teary-eyed.
the first and second movie where it had the heart. Um, and I really do think this film did a really good portrayal of doing a really good job of paying a tribute to Harold Ramis, of playing the
Yes.
archive footage.
This was his movie, pretty much.
Yeah, it was Egon's movie. Egon's
Yeah,
legacy. Yeah, in a way.
yeah, and this movie is just I appreciate what Jason Reitman brought to this. And it only made a lot of sense too to bring in the son of the first two films to come in to direct this. And and look what you have a film that has heart, you have good emotional moments, you have a better cast of characters,
Mhm.
genuinely more funny jokes, and I just think this one, and I like the camaraderie between all four of these people. I love the camaraderie that all four of
The
these
four
characters.
kids. Or are you talking
All
about the four main characters?
I'm talking about the four main characters.
Oh, the two adults and the two kids.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think they had they had a great back and forth with every one of them.
Podcast. The kid podcast.
Come.
Yeah, it's just like you know. I mean,
Did you have any issues with the movie though?
did I have any issues
Yeah,
with the
like
movie?
nitpicks or anything like that?
Not really. No. I mean, I genuinely had a really good time seeing this. Well, I will say there is one nitpick I will have.
What is it?
The underusage of J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, that was an issue. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
The story of Shandor.
Yeah, I
it was
think
kind of a
JK
waste.
I do think J.K. Simmons could have had a more substantial role.
Yeah, when he showed up, like, oh, that's Shaky Simmons. Oh, well, never, he's gone now.
I didn't know it at first.
I was gonna say J.K. Simmons in this his role in this was just as underused as his Gordon and Joss Whedon's Justice League.
Oh yeah.
Just as underused as that.
Another
character.
DC show coming soon. We're talking about the Snyder Cut.
But yeah, like I don't really know much more I can say about Ghostbusters Afterlife that hasn't been said before because
Fuck it.
I kind of like explained it all when we were talking about it on Facebook on the group chat.
Yeah.
I kind of pretty much got out all my thoughts that I really wanted to say. Overall, this is a big redemption from the 2016 aftertaste in my mouth. It's and this is what I wanted that the reboot didn't want. I just wanted a genuinely funny film with a good heart, and I think Jason Reitman really did deliver that. It's got a good soundtrack as well. I think it has way better special effects than the remake,
And it's lower budget too. It's like half the budget.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it shows that you can the fact that this film was more of a budget than the remake, and the remake's effects look 10 times worse than this.
Mhm.
It just shows like where did all the fucking money go for the remake with all the special effects? Probably went to paychecks.
Mhm.
And overall, this is a fun, entertaining movie. I would say it's in my top 5 of the year. It's funny, it's clever, it's good emotional moments. I say Carrie. I like Carrie Coon and Paul Rudd. I thought they brought a lot, but I still think McKenna Grace was the standout of the movie for me.
Mhm.
Overall, if I had to give this movie a rating, I'd probably say maybe an 8.5 or a 9.
Okay.
So,
Dan, you go next.
Yeah, so I'll just try to make this quick.
Because you have to leave like Winston left.
I feel like I'm going to comparing to Ghostbusters 1.
Oh, what was that? That was weird. Go ahead.
It sounds up here.
Ghostbusters Afterlife. It had the most heart, I would say, out of all. I think it had more heart than even Ghostbusters 1 and 2, and I say that because I got teary-eyed in this movie.
Yes.
Like the heart was the centerpiece for this film for me. Mackenzie Davis was great. Paula Rudd is just always good in my opinion. I feel like he was great in this movie too. Yeah. Oh shoot. Who? yeah, the original cast, you know, that was great, very heartwarming. Yeah,
Cheered.
the scenes
Yep.
with yeah, like it is Egon's movie in a sense.
Yeah.
The special effects, they actually used the same effects from the first two movies, at least the first movie I know. Like they went into the archives and used that, so the movie looked good.
Mhm.
Like it looked really good, and they used practical effects when they needed it.
Yeah.
When they absolutely could.
Yeah.
The Ecto one driving through the cornfield, they really drove it through a cornfield. That was not CGI.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the scene where like at the end when the Ecto first puts the siren on, like that just gives me goosebumps.
Yes.
When she first fires the proton pack, that
Yes.
gives me goosebumps. Just great. I mean, I do have some nitpicks. I think I'm the only one that I've heard about this nitpick. I kind of feel like I wish they would not have reused the Terror Dogs and Gozer as the main villains.
I agree with that though.
Okay,
I do
I
agree with
hadn't
that.
heard anyone else say that. Shandor, I really feel like those characters could have piggybacked on Shandor. I didn't have a problem with them being in the movie, but I really feel like having Shandor as like the main villain and going more into that backstory still would have tied into the first movie because he's mentioned in the first movie. But again, that's a nitpick. I would have rather that been the case, but I was okay with how it was just handled so well. I can look past that.
Mm-hmm.
Finn and the character named Lucky. I feel like they could have had more going on or something more interesting. It just wasn't that interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe their scenes were.
I don't know what they could have done with it because
I think their scenes were cut. I think that's what happened.
Oh well,
Maybe that's it.
But I mean, for pacing reasons, it's probably better because it was already good as it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could add more, but I'll let everyone else
Because
talk about this.
they don't get those two characters don't get involved with what's going on until like in the middle of the film or like later, even later than that.
I got a shout out to, I don't know the actor's name, whoever played Podcast, but
That
honestly,
kid,
I really liked him too.
Yeah.
I think some people, I guess, thought he was annoying, but like I did not find that at all. I was completely entertained by him the whole movie.
Mm-hmm. All right, go ahead, Rob.
Yeah.
I agree with everything except for I was fine with them reusing Gozer because if you think about it, in the original film, Gozer wasn't defeated. Gozer, all they did was close the portal.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that Gozer, this powerful being, could show up again, I like the fact that they were kind of preparing for his return. Like Egon was scared about it. Like he was afraid. He was afraid that it was going to happen again. So I was fine with actually them doing that. Would I have preferred a new villain? Of course. Like I would have liked to see something different. But I like Gozer's story, and I like the fact that Egon was keeping him at bay with the proton packs in that mine. So keeping him at bay because he was afraid that he was gonna rise again. So I was fine with that. Yeah, I do wish they did more with Shandor, but for what we got is what we got. I agree with everything you said about the heart, about the great pacing, the music, everything about the movie was great. My nitpicks would be, Finn Wolfhard and the girl, the love story thing they tried to create a little bit. I thought went nowhere, and I thought it was kind of useless. And the fact that look. What's her name? Lucky? Is that her name?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She, at the end of the movie, she comes out with a proton pack and starts firing. I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, McKenna Grace's character, she had to practice. And Finn Wolfhard, when he tried to do his, he was having trouble. But here's her coming out of the house, and she just fires it like it's nothing. I'm just kind of like, really? Like, I don't know. Like, I felt like her character was just... they didn't do enough with her to make me.
This is a nitpick, but like, aren't those things heavy?
But they addressed that though in the movie. They addressed
also like I know they did kind of address like the suits. They look a little loose for them, but it would be much more looser because it's for adults, not for children. So it's a little nitpicky there.
Yeah, so I felt like some of those characters really had nothing going on. They could have changed that maybe. But I have heard people say that they compare this to like Force Awakens, that it's like a rehash. And I'm like, I think this movie did it better than Force Awakens.
I understand that, not as a criticism, but as a comparison.
Yeah, but look, like people got to understand. It's been so long since we had a Ghostbusters movie.
Oh,
they're all Jason Reitman was trying to do was to get people familiar with Ghostbusters again, talking about the older people who saw Ghostbusters. Then the newer people introduced them to Ghostbusters with this new cast. So it's like it was a mix. I understand why he was putting so much nostalgia in there because number one, it is a Ghostbusters movie. You got to have stuff that relates to Ghostbusters. Number two, you're trying to get people reintroduced after all these years. Get people reintroduced. I think they did it better here than in Force Awakens. Because Force Awakens, you have Luke who doesn't say a damn thing. But at least in this movie, you have the Ghostbusters who actually talk. They make jokes. They actually fire the proton.
And they help.
They help.
And one other thing too, it doesn't have blue titty milk.
Well, yeah. So I think the pacing was so good that people were like, "Oh, we needed more of the original Ghostbusters," and I would have loved to see more of them. But the pacing is, I think, the story. It was a good build-up. By the time we got them, I felt so good, connected with the characters like McKenna Grace. I felt so connected with her in this movie. By the time that happens, I was fine with it. Like I was fine with them building them up at the end. So like, yeah, just like I said, just a couple of nitpicks. Really quick. I wanted to mention this. I don't know if I like the story of what Ray said about Egon. I don't know. From when he said, "Oh, Egon Spengler can burn in hell," like I thought that was a little. But
it explains why, though. When he first said that, I'm like,
I understand, but Ray, out of all the other cast, Ray would be the one that would believe Egon. He would be the one scientifically to understand where Egon's coming from, more than Peter and more than Winston.
I see what you mean.
He would. I think it was a little harsh when he said Egon could burn in hell. I thought maybe they could have handled that better.
But the explanation and where he goes on and on why they broke up, why they went separate ways. I thought Aykroyd's performance sold that.
His performance did, yes.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a little out of character for him to do that. But
I always felt that's
a minor thing. Like it was. Look. Seeing him play Ray Stantz, I was just like looking past it. Like I'm like,
raise the Colt.
Like,
he still had
that's just a little minor thing. So, and I understand Egon. He was worried. Like he was worried that this was going to happen. And if anybody out of the group would understand that, it'd be Egon. Egon would be the one to be like, "Look, this is what's going to happen." I think. Like, you know.
I felt like if Harold Ramis hadn't passed away, I think the story would have been like Ray's the one that's still getting the Ghostbusters to keep going. Everyone else would have moved on.
I'll tell you this really quick. Ivan Reitman was the one who stood as Egon. He was the one who.
Oh really?
He was. They put Egon's or Harold Ramis's face on Ivan Reitman. Ivan Reitman was the one who played Egon.
Wait a minute. I know Ivan Reitman did the hand movements, but there was the actor from Shawshank Redemption who was the prison guy. I thought they hired him for the facial scenes.
And if you watch the behind the scenes, it shows Ivan Reitman dressed up in the Ghostbusters suit, and he's the stand-in for Egon. So
I've seen a lot of people criticize that. I'm like, oh, you're using the dead actors.
My cousin was one of them.
Honestly, dude.
Wait, what? Introducing what?
They didn't like that they showed Egon.
No, they're using a dead actor's archive footage, blah, 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 blah. But here's the thing, though.
So they don't see it as a tribute?
No, because he's dead, whatever. Like, my only rebuttal to that is Harold Ramis' family okayed it. So you have no say.
Exactly, and not only that, they actually designed how he would look.
Yes.
Well, if the family's okay, I just don't understand. Why
I've heard that a lot. People who don't like the movie.
Harold Ramis wasn't here to make that decision to have his likeness in a movie.
Okay, I mean, I guess I get that, but
I think
he's not here, so it's like
people say the same thing about.
If I die, you can use my likeness for whatever.
Okay.
I don't care.
I'll show you. I'll make you
Look,
look
Harold,
clown.
Harold would probably he'd probably be smiling on this.
Yes,
like,
that's the thing.
you know?
Yeah, he just
I
should,
mean,
but
come on, like,
like I said, like the family, if the family's okay with it, then there should be an issue. I don't know why.
Oh
people
yeah,
are
Jason
using that
Reitman
person.
was very respectful as far
Yeah,
as that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, okay, I'm done. But
Okay.
that's all in all, like this movie was great, and
Very nice.
I teared up. Is just something I wanted. So
Yes. You
I
came.
teared up.
I teared up. I cried.
I saw this twice, and I got teary-eyed even more so the second time.
I cried. I actually cried a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. I agree with most of the things you guys said about the story and the characters and there's heart to the movie. And the thing about the character podcast, when they introduced him and he says his name is podcast, I thought like, oh my god, this character is gonna be fucking annoying. I thought that, and then like he won me over. I thought the actor he did a really good job. I didn't think he was annoying at all, but I thought because like so many of these like modern movies with kids have these weird names or nicknames. You always a lot of times they're annoying.
I honestly thought Finn Wolfhard could have been cut out. Like I thought maybe McKenna Grace and podcast could have just been the only people.
Yeah,
Kid.
he wasn't very like. I mean,
Didn't,
he helps.
didn't have nothing to
He,
do other than drive the.
Yeah,
he helps. He helps with the
They
driving,
need
but like
someone to be a driver.
he's not really that involved in the story.
Oh,
What's going on? That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could have just been Phoebe and podcast.
Yeah.
Did you guys like the running gag about how she's not a good comedic person and she keeps telling lame jokes?
Yeah, I thought that was
That
funny.
was a
I
fun
remember
little gag.
there was one joke she said at the end to Gozer like that made me laugh. I forgot what
It's
it was.
better
though.
than having a split wonton joke.
Like
every
she's
5
she's
minutes.
trying to say lame jokes and they come out funnier.
Better than having a queef joke.
That's true.
I forgot what she said. Like she said one of the jokes to Gozer at the end that did make me laugh. I just can't remember what it was.
Oh, Olivia
Yeah.
Wilde played Gozer, by the way.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
She looked
that's
just
right.
like her. She looked just like the
Yeah.
original.
Yeah, she did. Another thing. You guys mentioned like things that made you go teary eyed when. I always like about like legacy sequels when they do it right, like when they explain what happened in between time, and when Ray was talking about how like, oh, Vegman went on to be professor, Winston went on to be successful, so they had good lives after being Ghostbusters. Like, okay, that made me teary. Okay, oh, that's good. I think they weren't fuck ups or anything. And they helped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish they would have had Rick Moranis though. I would
That
like
would've
to
been
see
cool.
Rick Moranis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when Egon was helping his granddaughter Phoebe, like that made me cry a bit when he's helping
Yeah.
at the end
Yeah.
with the proton pack. Yeah. And when the
I
all
like the
four
fact, too-
all four were standing together.
I like the fact too that he didn't talk. Like
Yeah,
Egon
that-
didn't talk.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna say something at the end, like
Yeah.
goodbye or something.
They did it just right and not
Yeah.
having. They did it
Yeah.
perfectly how they
You
did
know
it.
why? I think they decided not to have him talk. I think because his voice is Harold Ramis' voice is so unique that I think a dub someone else would have sounded weird.
But I mean, he's a ghost, and like you know about EVPs, that's the only way you can hear ghosts talk is through EVPs.
I honestly thought
It's
he
like
was
it
just.
wouldn't make sense anyway.
I honestly thought that he was just gonna say goodbye and then go away, but he didn't say anything. 'Cause I think they did just enough. Like he hugged his daughter. That's
Oh,
another thing
no.
I liked. I liked how like he actually did care about her this whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just.
Except
you
we
know.
have no idea who he had sex with.
See, I thought it was
Yeah.
Janine, but they didn't say that.
Oh no, yeah, because that would be then her mom.
Right.
That's what the thing. That's the nitpick. Like, okay, I
Yeah.
thought it should have been because they have that end credit scene where they have that deleted scene in the first Ghostbusters about the coin.
Yeah.
Like, okay, is she the grandmother then? If she is, she should have said it.
That was good footage. I can't believe they showed that.
Yeah.
Archival footage.
Hmm.
Oh, by the way, my one worry about this whole movie, I'm glad they took care of it, was that the kids they all struggled except for Lucky firing the proton pack.
That's-
Everyone struggled with
Yeah,
trying
that's
to
true.
catch ghosts.
That's
at
what I
first.
mean.
I'm
Like,
guessing because she was the oldest, so she can hit. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a terrible excuse.
That's the only excuse you can come up with.
Look how much problems the original Ghostbusters had when they first fired them.
Yeah. Did you guys like the baby Stay Puft marshmallows?
Yeah. I mean, they were okay.
I mean,
they were
eh.
appealing to you.
I could've-
I
Yeah,
liked
They were
I
not
like
safe.
how podcast was killing them and they kept exploding and shit.
yeah.
That was.
Yeah, I'm
funny.
glad they didn't go that cute. They were like murdering.
I
each
love
other.
the terror dogs.
I like how they were killing each other.
Yeah.
That was funny. That reminded me of like a Gremlins or something, or like Critters.
I tell you one thing that really shined too was Shandor's mind. Like I love how there was like deep inside there was that mythology. Like they expanded on the lore a little bit.
They showed the years, everything that happened. They said 1984.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
Ghostbusters 2.
Well, that wasn't Shandor or Gozer. That was
No, I wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like Ghostbusters 2 is still canon. You saw Raise a Cult. You know?
It is, yeah.
Oh, Jason Reitman confirmed 100% Ghostbusters 2 is canon.
Yeah. But
yeah.
No Ecto 1A though.
Yeah, but where's the Oscar?
Oh my god.
Yeah, but
How you feel about Afterlife?
what happened to Oscar? They never mention Oscar.
Here, do it.
Uh-huh.
Hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, no Oscar.
Yeah.
Can I do
but yeah,
the stats?
hold on, I'm not done.
Well, I gotta go. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, no. Last thing I'll say that it was great. Because I think like I remember thinking like when are they gonna have the Ghostbusters theme song? And it made perfect sense to have it at the very end.
Do you think there'll be another one?
Oh, they're already
They
working on it.
They set it up.
Do you think the original will be in it a lot?
I think Winston will for sure.
I think Winston, Janine will be in it. I'm
this
pretty sure
is
Dan Aykroyd will be in it
Winston's
too.
redemption here. This is his redemption. I felt like he was the most mature
Yes.
out of every one of them now.
I
Like,
love the callback to the "Are you a god" part.
Yeah.
Come on, Ray. He hesitated in that.
He cares about the Ecto one. None of us did.
But I think Bill Murray and Sigourney Weaver are not gonna come back. I feel like
Bill
that.
Murray might be an iffy, but
Oh, you know the funny thing about Sigourney Weaver in the credits when they're showing like, oh, Bill Murray, Ernie Hudson, and it says and then when it said what's Sigourney Weaver, I was like, she didn't even show up, and then they show her right away.
Yeah.
Which again, call back to the card thing. I like she shocks Venkman this time.
yeah.
That was great. That was funny.
That was
And- So yeah, okay, I'm done. I really like the movie. And you go ahead. Stats.
Budget $75 million, so less than Ghostbusters fake. Currently, it's sitting at $112 million, which is what Ghostbusters 2 made domestically. $52 million international, not really great numbers there, but $164 million currently worldwide. Rotten Tomatoes 63%, 95% audience score.
There we go, 95%.
7.6 on IMDb.
I went the audience 95%.
Yeah, people actually really liked it.
The critics are being stupid in this one. Like,
I did see a lot of critics, not all of them, that didn't like. It's like we got like low, like kind of like subtly saying like, "Oh, that remake was better. We got this rehash."
All right, let's rate them real quick.
Let's rank them.
All right, and last for me, Ghostbusters fake.
Ghostbusters fake lasts for sure.
Thomas, I appreciate it.
Fuck that reboot. reboot.
That's his answer.
So
Yeah,
that's number one.
yeah. Ghostbusters fake 2016. Last place.
All right.
These top three are going to be interesting now.
My third will be Afterlife.
I'd have to put my.
Yeah, I go with Afterlife 3.
I'm sorry, I can't change.
I go with Ghostbusters 2. Number 3.
Okay.
Oh, you devices bastard.
Ghostbusters 2, number 2.
Yep.
Yeah, Ghostbusters 2.
For me, Ghostbusters Afterlife.
And then the original.
Yeah, original.
Of course,
one.
we all agree original is the best one.
The original.
Alex, you saw Ghostbusters 2 first, though. Why is that?
Yeah,
that should be your number one.
Yeah.
I'm going on by like current viewings.
Okay.
Recent viewings.
He was while he was getting prepared for the show.
I always do that.
All right, I gotta go. Sorry.
Okay, Winston.
Yep.
go
on your court hearing.
Yeah, go get another lawyer, a better lawyer. No, but say goodbye to the audience though. Before
Bye, audience. Bye, audience.
All right.
Do you experience this feeling of dread in your basement or attic?
Who are you going to call? Oh my god.
Someone else.
You want to play Boggle or Super Mario Brothers?
We're not leaving. He is.
All right, and with that, I'm going to end the show with the Ghostbusters theme song. Why not?
Light 'em
Thank you
up.
for watching, everybody. Thank you for
We all
watching.
love you.
Thank you, everybody. Forka, Wesley, Julie, Kenny.
Spirit. Some people fear it. Some people fear it.
And remember, everybody, busting makes us feel good.
Light 'em up.
All right, good night, everybody.
Near real.
Good night.
Near real. Near real. Near real. I'll see you. All right.